Go Pizza presents STP. The Steve Dangle Podcast with your hosts, Steve Dangle and Adam Wilde.
Gentlemen, I want to share with you my favorite comment from the comment section of the Steve Dangle YouTube page.
Oh, you don't read the comments, Adam.
Well, I shouldn't read the comments, but sometimes I go in and I read, and I've been doing it a lot more lately just because it's fun to do. It's fun
what did
to
you
do.
Start with?
What's that?
I shouldn't do that.
I shouldn't.
You should listen to yourself.
I know,
Yeah.
I know. But the reason I went into it was because I knew after last episode we talked about the Laine versus Matthews matchup.
Comments make me think the worst things. I had a conversation with one guy on Twitter yesterday, and the first thing that came to my head was, yo, this guy can vote. Like, this guy's allowed to do things that adults are allowed
Drives.
to do. Yeah.
Assume he pays taxes, at
Yeah.
least some.
Have kids.
Yep.
It's not cool.
Well, I mean, in all honesty, barring any health issues, anybody can have kids.
I know.
Right? So
I'm not
there's no
for it.
license required. Which
I think
for the
that's
most
an
important
evolutionary
thing.
flaw in humans. I mean, I don't know, man.
But fave comment on Steve's YouTube video. Now, it had to do with the 5-4 win that Toronto had against Winnipeg, which we'll talk a little bit about, although it was a couple days ago now, so it's sort of out of date.
Okay. No, a win over the Jets is never.
But it was okay. Not only was that one of the best games ever, but Steve's video was amazing, especially the way it started with the screaming. And throughout the video, if you haven't seen it yet, Steve does a tally. Well, Laine scored the first goal, so he's ahead in the Calder. And then Matthews tied it up. And then Matthews is in the penalty box, and oh my God, Laine's going to score and win the game again. And it doesn't happen.
And win the Calder.
Yeah, and win the Calder. And Matthews finishes the game with 3 assists, so that means he's in the lead for the Calder and therefore a better player.
Yeah, just making sure everyone understands. Matthews got 3 assists. Laine got 2 goals. 3 is bigger than 2. Matthews is better forever.
Forever.
Close the book on it.
Yes.
Done.
Even though they'll play each other 20 to 30 more times before their career is done. At least.
I don't know.
I mean...
Just wait till Laine asks out of Winnipeg because it's miserable.
Whoa.
And I mean, just wait. Just believe me, I want him to stay there.
You hear that
You stay
sound?
right there.
That's the sound of triggered Jets fans right
Man,
now.
you know what? That's a good player. I don't think anyone should be arguing that he's not. You stay right there, sir. You stay right in Winnipeg in the West.
Yeah, please don't come to the East.
Nope,
Please don't
you
come to the
stay
East.
right there.
Favorite comment. Please stop being biased. Laine had a better game.
That's not true because 3 is bigger than 2.
And then the best part, Laine's a way better player than Matthews.
No.
Now-
there's substantial evidence, such as 3 assists versus 2 goals.
No matter-
that suggests Matthews should win the Calder, Hart, and Nobel Peace Prize.
I don't think that Austin Matthews totally stood out throughout the game. But what I want to bring attention to
What are you talking
is
about, Adam? He had 3 assists.
it's the effect of the current culture of the firestorm of culture that's happening right now that it's even leaking into Steve's YouTube comments because they ask you on a video series called Leaf Fan Reaction to stop
But they
being
don't know
biased.
that. They don't know that. A lot of people don't know that.
LFR. You're wearing a Leafs jersey. Your room is painted blue. You have a seat in the back left of the shot, or the back right if you want to be technical, I guess, that has it's a maple leaf chair. Do you think that maybe it might be a slightly biased video? Do you think that, and also, do you think that maybe Steve might have been kidding?
You know what? You're giving me the benefit of the doubt, though, as my friend. You don't know. Like, maybe I've just been duping the both of you this whole time, and I'm actually fake news.
Oh my God, are you hashtag fake news?
You haven't.
Are you hashtag sad?
Someone actually called me that.
Hashtag fake news?
Yeah.
Oh my God, no way!
Someone's like, "Oh, you're worse than CNN," and I'm like, "Are you ever on Twitter?" And you go, "Should I?" And then I clicked on his profile and looked at like his last few tweets. I'm just like, "Oh, why did I do that?"
Yeah.
No.
I got a tweet from somebody who said something along those lines. Was on BT, and their cover photo was like something from the Crusades or something.
Oh, okay.
As if that's a great thing to remember.
Neat.
The other thing was, and I want to point out this comment, and I want to shout out this person. This is a person that we don't know, that's never tweeted us, probably never heard our show, but they did comment on an NHL Facebook video, and it had all the highlights from Laine and from Matthews in the Leafs-Winnipeg game.
From Matthews' 3-point game.
That's
Okay,
right.
Good.
That's right.
Yep,
His name's Tanner Balin.
Oh,
Tanner Balin
from the West for sure.
on the NHL's Facebook page. And Tanner Balin wrote this, and I was delightfully surprised. Good game for both teams. Matthews and Laine are insane. Congrats to both on their first phenomenal NHL seasons.
Shut up, Tanner. That's no fun. Oh, we're all friends. Shut up.
I want to say congratulations to Tanner for actually nailing it, because that's actually what it is. Both are excellent. And by the way,
Congrats for being a well-adjusted adult, no matter how old you are.
when one of them doesn't win the Calder, because one of them won't, at least, maybe two, it's going to be okay.
Zach
They're
Werenski.
still going to be good. It's not
Let's
like
go.
they're going to lose points off their NHL hut cards, because that doesn't exist in real life.
Oh, first of all, how dare you? Second of all, how dare you? That's double how dare you. Video games are real. So is wrestling. You're fake news.
You're fake news.
Okay? I'm not tolerating your fake news.
It is nice, though, that we have a trade to report.
Isn't it?
And even though it's sort of a minor trade, I wonder if this one's a market setter.
Now this one, okay, well, I guess we'll go through the trade.
Let me go through the
first,
trade
I'll
and
say
then
what I
break
think
it
is
down.
A bit peculiar about it.
Carolina deals pending UFA D-man Ron Hainsey to Pittsburgh for a 2017 second-round pick, plus Danny Cristo. I don't know who he is, but his last name sounds like a delicious sandwich.
It does. I recognize the name. I believe he was, I want to say he was a second-round pick once upon a time. Once upon a time, he was a decently thought of prospect. If I remember, he was on the American World Junior team back in the day.
Carolina also retains 50% of Hainsey's salary, and this is after Trevor Daley went down with a knee injury and had surgery. Will be out for 6 weeks.
And Hainsey is a left-handed shot on the back end. So is Daley. So good replacement. And then if you get Daley back, well, that's a buy.
Right.
And Hainsey right now is just breaking even. Almost.
Pretty much.
You're replacing a body, right?
Now, is this the deal as it may not be very exciting to anybody outside of Pittsburgh and maybe Carolina, but is this the deal that sets the market?
Ooh, I disagree. I think it's very exciting.
Okay,
It's
so tell me
exciting
why.
If you're a buyer, which is potentially everybody except for Colorado and now Carolina and Arizona, and for those teams,
And probably Detroit. Can we just probably put Detroit in there?
Let them, Adam. If they want to be dumb, please let them.
Okay.
Please let them. It's time for them to take their lumps. They're due. They're due. You've earned it, Detroit. You've earned it. But it's exciting because, yeah, this does seem like a bit of a market setter, doesn't it? Michael Stone hasn't really had a good season at all, and the trade kind of reflected that. A third, a conditional fifth, and they had to retain half the salary. You see that with Hainsey too, but he fetched a pretty penny more.
And let's get into it.
Yeah,
Hainsey, for anybody that's not familiar with him, how would you describe him?
Olli Jokinen, but a defenseman. This guy has never played a career NHL playoff game.
Oh man, damn, he got traded to the right team.
Well, and Jeff Merrick tweets, hey, the drought is over. And then I saw some people go, hey man, it's not over till it's over. And in my head, I'm going, come on. It's not like Pittsburgh is going to miss the playoffs. And then someone mentioned injury, and I'm like, oh my God, that's true. All it takes is one funny slip.
Unless you're Pittsburgh.
Unless you're Pittsburgh.
All it takes is 4 funny slips, and Kessel, Letang, Malkin, and Crosby are out.
Oh, okay. Oh, you
but
went
just
a
injury
completely
to
different
him.
direction.
Injury to him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Not to the other.
Once you become a Pittsburgh Penguin, all someone has to do, and then all of a sudden you broke your femur.
You're right. Okay, you're right. Wow, I didn't even think
Maybe
about
not
that.
even injured to him. What if the guys just return? What if Letang comes back in time for the playoffs?
Oh, I don't think he'd be a healthy scratch.
Hainsey?
Yeah,
No?
I don't think so.
I hope not, if you're giving up a second-round pick
My
for him.
goodness, no. So a couple things I notice here. One, it's another defenseman where they retain half the salary. I think if any deals are going to get done at this deadline, the selling team is going to have to retain salary in order to even get it done. I wonder if that jacks the price up. It might not, because that just might be the reality for all the teams you're dealing with. What else struck me is a bit weird is this trade was announced at 10? 10:30 Eastern?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's early. That's early.
What do you mean by that?
I don't know. The trade deadline is dead in that it's not a day anymore. It's a week.
Right.
I think the fact that this is so early, the fact that this obviously has been, I feel like the finer details of this were worked out last night and then into the morning. I think this is the beginning of the week of no sleep. Like of the official beginning. Just something about the timing is always very interesting to me.
Well, we are officially more like less than a week out, right? I've cleared my schedule, by the way.
Oh yeah.
I'm leaving it open on Wednesday as much as possible.
I might have a surprise.
You might have a surprise.
I might have a surprise.
What do you mean?
Oh, I couldn't announce it today.
Okay.
I just might have a surprise.
On Wednesday.
Yeah, potentially.
Are you going to show up at my house?
Yeah, naked.
Okay, cool.
That's not the surprise.
Oh, okay.
But I'm
That would
going
be
to
pretty
do that.
regular, actually.
Are you going to be on the trade deadline coverage?
Well, Jesse? Actually, I shouldn't say that. I got to talk to someone on the phone.
Well, that would be cool if you were.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
hey,
Maybe I
so
shouldn't have said anything.
Steve, that's like me saying, hey, I'm going to be on trade deadline. I just have to talk to someone.
I'm just saying. You know what's going to be great? When I'm not on trade deadline. After saying all this.
From Elliot Friedman's 30 Thoughts, which, by the way, was Fuego this week.
Fire.
Number 11. I would be very surprised if Mark Stone is Brad Treliving's only move. He's looking at wingers, preferably someone with a bit of edge. And even though he won't discuss it, it's hard to believe he's not looking for a goalie.
That's such a shame for Brian Elliott. Like, where does Brian Elliott go from here, man?
Winnipeg.
You should also shout out the one before that.
Oh, I don't have 30 Thoughts open. What's that?
Number 10 is, I think Pittsburgh was in on Michael Stone, but may have needed time for cap reasons. You know who makes a ton of sense for them? Ron Hainsey.
Elliott Friedman.
Wow.
Very good. In the NBA, we have the Woj bomb. Or Woj bomb.
Mm-hmm. We have the Friedge bomb.
I think Friedge siege. I don't know. What rhymes with Friedge? The Friedman Trademan.
Well, Woj
We'll work on it.
Woj doesn't rhyme with bomb. It doesn't have to rhyme.
Okay, Friedge bomb then.
There you go. It never had to rhyme.
The Frauge bomb.
The truth is finally Friedge. Terrible. I'm sorry.
He breaks news before the trade Friedge.
All right. So
We have a job.
you know, what's interesting about going into this trade deadline, there's a few rumors out there about Toronto and Brendan Smith because he's a defenseman and he used to play for Babcock. And
Didn't we already get one of those?
Detroit's not playing him, by the way. Detroit's not playing him right now, I don't believe.
We already got one of
I'm
those.
pretty sure he's in the... Can we check that? I'm pretty sure I read that he was playing in the AHL. And then all of a sudden they're talking about extending. Am I wrong in that, or do I have a different Smith?
You might be thinking of Drew Miller.
That's what it is.
I think you might be thinking of
I'm
Drew
very
Miller.
tired.
And he
It's been a
requested
rough week. I'm
Me
not going to
too.
lie.
This is one of those shows, Jesse. It's all you, buddy.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
all you.
Let's talk about Lindsay Lohan.
I mean,
I'm struggling, man.
it's a real shame what happened to her.
It's just
Well,
sad.
being racially profiled like that at the airport is brutal.
I feel bad.
Pray for Lindsay. Hashtag pray for Lindsay.
Now, here's what people forget. Like, any rumor related to Mike Babcock. Look, this might be true. It might be true that Mike Babcock has gone, I want Brendan Smith. Here's the thing about Mike Babcock, though. No one in Leafs management actually has to listen to him. He's paid a lot of money. He's the head coach. He's, his opinion is highly respected. But just because he wants someone doesn't mean the Leafs are going to make it so. We've heard rumblings of this in the past.
Do you have specific examples?
At the draft, for example, one that turned out very well. But
Are you not going to name specific
nah,
players?
Nah.
Okay. All right.
But he's the coach.
Yes.
And this player has familiarity with the coach. That's fine. That doesn't necessarily make it so. And stop tweeting me rumor break.
You're going to break my laptop.
I'm sorry.
Rumor-
Fine, I'll
what's
slap
rumor
my
break?
chair. Stop tweeting me rumor break. What's rumor break? Some dude. Some dude. Stop it.
Is it a guy just making it up?
There's all
Yes!
those fake pages on like Facebook. They'll be like NHL trade time
Yeah.
or something.
Send me a
Yeah,
list.
Those
Aggregators.
stupid-
Aggregators.
Send me a list of non-verified accounts that have broken anything ever. Send me a list. It'll be very short. The last one I can think of was some guy on HF boards. I want to say in like 2009 or something like that. Said, hey, a neighbor had a tip that maybe the Leafs were going to sign Brett Lebda. And people booed him off of the site, and I think he basically got like banned. And then a month later, it turned out to be right. And everyone was like, oh, sorry, man. So randoms are on a bit of a slump since then. They're on a bit of a slump since Brett Lebda in free agency.
Here's-
Stop tweeting me randoms.
The worst too with these aggregators, and I have a few of them on my Facebook, is that they'll
They're not
take.
aggregators. They make stuff up.
Well, no,
Sorry.
these ones are specifically aggregators. So it'll be like Elliot Friedman will come on this station,
Oh,
and
boy.
and then he'll be like, "Well, I think Carolina's gonna trade Ron Hainsey," and then it'll be like, "Breaking news: Ron Hainsey on the market,"
Yeah.
and they won't source it. And that, I mean, I understand that that's a big problem with the internet, but like, could you
Well, we
be
linked
more
to it,
blunt?
Well, we linked to it, though.
Well, no,
You
they-
know good and well
Dude,
no one clicks it.
They didn't link to it.
Stop
They
it.
never linked to it. They never linked to
Oh,
it.
maybe we're thinking of
And it's like,
different people.
and I guess it would just, well, probably a different source, but
Like here, someone goes, oh, this is never going to end. And they send me a rumor break link. Let's see what this says.
what's Rumor Break saying?
Hashtag breaking. First of all, breaking.
Breaking has to be actual news, not a rumor. A rumor is not breaking. A rumor is a rumor.
Whoa. Leafs and Canes discussing a huge trade. Hannafin and Nylander have been brought up. Again, comma, just talks. Shut up! If it happens, hey, I'll be the first to be like, you also follow Rumor Break. But until then,
Hey, what
shut your face.
You know what? From now on, we're doing Rumor Break. What Rumor Break is saying today? What else is Rumor Break saying?
What else is Rumor Break?
Yeah,
well,
let's
first of all,
right up until the trade deadline, we're doing Rumor Break rumors.
the more concerning part is all the comments underneath. Wow, interesting. LOL, disappointing D-man for a proven forward with elite potential. So, Patrick, why are you even humoring this person?
Patrick, you know that's not going to happen.
Oh, get off Twitter. Oh, I'm sure. From Mike Fail, do you come up with these rumors after huffing your own farts? Okay,
At least someone gets it.
Let's read. Oh my god, I almost passed out.
All right,
laughing
all right,
so
all
hard
right,
at
all
that
right.
one.
Yeah, read some out. Read some out.
Oh man. He says this. I report what I hear. Take it with a grain of salt. We'll try to validate my rumors with others before tweeting it.
Is this NHL NHL
No, it's
underscore
Rumor Break.
Oh, NHL Rumor Breaker. Paul Ranger signs with the Toronto Marlies. That's the last trade from NHL Rumor Maker.
You nailed it. Well, I think I might have broke that.
What is it, Rumor Break?
Yeah, Rumor Break, and rumor is spelled the wrong American way.
The American way.
Oh man, Leafs and Flames have had minor. It's all caps. Talks. R.E. Weidman. Per source, Weidman has not been asked to lift his no movement clause. So Leafs and Flames have had minor talks. Not talked about often. Leafs basically traded away Roman Josi. Traded a second rounder for Perreault. That's Yannick Perreault to Arizona, and Arizona traded it to Nash. Trade trees are my thing.
Also,
stay off of my turf.
Can I also from earlier? I guess it's against Winnipeg. Nylander is bad though. Buds all day. Nylander's celebrations are amazing. Now I'm sure he's being sarcastic, but I got to be honest with you. Are you taking rumors from a guy that writes Nylander is bad though? Like if Nick Kyprios wrote Nylander is bad though. I don't know if you would take would you take him as seriously?
Just everybody. It's some guy. Might be some girl. It's some person.
Some person, 10.6 thousand followers. So hearing the Flames are quietly shopping Sam Bennett. He is available.
No way! Whoa! That's not it! Stop it!
Did you know
Every
the Leafs and
year.
Flames had minor talks re Weidman?
Wow!
Per source, Weidman has not been asked to lift his no move.
Stop it! Stop! Stop! Over 10,000.
Anyway, it is fun around this time.
I'm going to
because-
start my own.
You are?
I'm just going to be like, smart insider man. And I'm just going to start making stuff up and just see how much I get. Please don't take that handle so I can use smart insider man. The NHL's #1 source of breaking news. And breaking is only spelled with a hashtag in front of it. Smart insider man.
That's so funny.
Friedman times Chris Johnston.
I'm so tired. I'm so tired.
Plus John Shannon. Do the math. Smart insider man. The most trusted name in NHL news. That's my new thing.
I actually have tears.
Adam is tired.
I'm really tired. Oh my god.
Jesse, will you send a follow to Smart Insider Man?
I will not.
Why? I am the most trusted name in news. And hey, take everything I say with a grain of salt. Because you never know. It might not happen. It might just be garbage.
So hold on. If you tweet, say, take everything I
Sorry,
say
if
with a
I
great...
tweet or if Smart Insider Man tweets.
If Smart Insider Man tweets, take everything with a grain of salt, does that mean don't take it seriously until it's true and broken by an actual legitimate source?
I think this might be garbage, but listen, if you throw enough out there,
Something's going to be right.
if you hit on like 5% of the things you throw out there and you throw out a lot, people will remember you for the 5%.
Yeah.
That's all. Hey, you know what? I am going to take this with a grain of salt, but one time, Smart Insider Man called Brett Lebda to the Leafs
on the hockey boards.
on HF boards 8 years ago. And because of that, I am going to go with this Smart Insider Man report.
Now,
Rumor break is chopped liver. It's all about Smart Insider Man.
That
now.
should be your bio. Rumor break is smart. Rumor break is chopped liver. It should be like literally that.
Breaking!
line.
There's a new insider on the block, and it's Smart Insider Man. With a mysterious identity. That may or may not be me.
It should be a profile picture of you, like one of those darkened out things, and then a question mark in the middle, like who is Smart Insider Man? You know what I mean? Like,
But it's a picture of me in my room, but only I'm cut out.
Yeah.
Like, the Leaf chair is still there in the background, and all the toys and pictures of me with people. Who could ever know the identity of Smart Insider Man? We'll never know.
oh my god.
We'll never know.
Oh my God.
He has no identity, only the truth. That is all Smart Insider Man is. Smart Insider Man is all over the Shattenkirk trade. That hasn't happened yet, so take it with a grain of salt.
How do you categorize your rumors in terms of like how close they are to happening?
Oh my goodness.
So how would Smart Insider Man actually, like, you know, sometimes with Eklund, for instance.
Yeah, he's got the
got-
1 to 5 scale.
Yeah.
First of all, 1 to 5 is so old and out. Smart Insider Man has a scale of 1 to 8,
Oh.
which has 3 more levels of truth. And it's not an E, it's a sim.
It's a sim.
Smart Insider Man.
Sim 1, Sim 2, Sim 3?
That's right.
Smart
And right now I'm putting Shattenkirk to an NHL team that isn't the Blues at a Sim 6.
That's funny.
Which isn't to say it's going to happen. If it was going to happen, it would be a Sim 8. And I don't throw those around flippantly.
You're not just throwing 8s at people.
No, you need to
Sim
be-
8s are like, you gotta know.
Man,
You didn't know.
I have the burden of truth on me.
Right.
You can't just flippantly throw Smart Insider Man 8s around.
Smart Insider
People are
Man has a
looking at me.
reputation.
Yeah, absolutely.
As a person, as an unknown entity on Twitter who won't even put their own face out
if
there.
I hear a rumor from a source that I'm not that trusting of, I might give it a Sim 1 or Sim 2. Just letting you know that Smart Insider Man heard a thing or two. But that doesn't mean it's going to happen. I mean, we're not talking about a Sim 5 or 6 here.
Here's my question. When people create these, and there's tons of them out there, how does no one look at that and go, okay, so this random person who doesn't want to be named and doesn't want to make any money off this really valuable information that companies pay lots of money to have, broadcasters specifically pay lots of money to have on staff, doesn't want any money for it, and all of a sudden has connections with all 30 NHL teams. Well, 31, actually.
Adam, I want to know when it became about the money and not about the truth. Smart Insider Man gets his payment through informing the public. Doesn't need payment.
I can't wait for this. Can you please start this account?
Smart Insider Man?
Yeah. Jesse, can we register Smart Insider Man?
I'll get on that.
He's on it. You got to start an Instagram account, too, that links. So you can have
Listen, hey. You guys are blowing my secret here. This has to stay in this room.
Oh, okay. You're right. It's a good thing we
No
didn't.
one can know.
No
one can know
Smart Insider
about my secret
Man.
identity, allegedly. A Smart Insider Man.
Okay. So when we come back, we're going to talk
Friedman, Kiprios, you better send a follow to a real insider. It's Insider. It's my middle name. Smart Insider Man.
When we come back on Sportsnet 590 The Fan, we're going to talk about the Winnipeg-Toronto game, but specifically about where Winnipeg is. And a very interesting, potentially unpopular opinion from Nick Kiprios about Austin Matthews and Zach Hyman.
Oh, that scrub.
He doesn't have insider.
Oh, that has been.
When we come back on Sportsnet 590 The Fan.
Listen up, everybody. Are you ready for another segment of truth?
You sound like you're like the right now. Smart Insider Man sounds like the Alex Jones of hockey.
Oh boy. Okay, now look. So we got Shattenkirk, who is definitely going to the St. Louis Blues. All crazy radio people sound the same.
Like Mark Madden?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, which one am I right now?
I don't know.
Exactly.
I don't know.
Which one am I right now? The truth.
But Doug,
That's not a bad
that is our collective identity. Right?
Doug Armstrong, though, if you were Alex Jones, Doug Armstrong would have to be some sort of lizard. Because that's Alex Jones says the Clintons are lizards, and they smell like, what is it? They smell like, what's
sulfur.
This? Sulfur, that's right. Sulfur lizards.
This guy
has a direct line to the president. Anyway, let's talk about how Winnipeg, to me at least, is basically an injury, a suspension, and a legitimate goaltender away from being a freaking beast.
Yeah, I was Berkshire and I were texting back and forth. Like, that team is so busted up and injured. Mm-hmm. And they have had such bad goaltending, except, did you look at Hellebuck's numbers coming into that game?
No.
They're going up and up and up and up.
Good.
Still below average over the course of the season, but he's been much better recently. If he develops...
So he's not a hella bust.
No, he's not a hella bust. He might be bang for their hella buck.
That's right.
He might be a hella bang for buck player.
Sorry. We're tired.
That's an SIM 8.
Sim. It's a Sim.
It's a Sim 8 from Smart Insider Man.
All right.
What was your bio?
It was rumor break is chop liver.
No, hashtag breaking in all caps. Rumor break is chop liver. Smart Insider Man is the new NHL beacon of truth.
Can we get more followers for Smart Insider Man than rumor break in the next week?
That will hopefully not make anybody upset and ruin certain bloggers' reputations. Smart Insider Man was happy to talk about Leafs Jets.
Yeah, okay, Leafs Jets.
Hellebuck pulling it together. They're so injured. A lot of their parts are pretty young still. Mm-hmm. They got some prospects in the system. And beyond Hellebuck, I think his name is Eric Comrie.
Yes.
They got another potential goalie in the wings. Like the Jets, that could be a contender, man.
Like next year. Like
I don't know about next.
You get
well,
Myers back
in the playoffs for sure.
You get Myers back.
Yeah.
You get Trouba off of suspension. Like if Trouba's in that game, the way he's played recently, that's a different game.
I think the success and failure of a lot of NHL teams is going to depend on the patience of their management this summer. Like a team like Tampa, I think they're steely-willed. I don't see them making any ridiculous decisions, but I wonder if there are other teams like Tampa who expected to make the playoffs for sure. And
Detroit.
Yeah. Well,
I think they did. I
don't know. I'm not throwing that name out there. Just anybody. And they thought they were better than they were, but a variety of factors in a very tight season, they don't make it. NHL Insider Man could have predicted it.
Smart Insider Man.
Insider Man.
I'm still laughing about it. All right, sorry, I'll stop. It's so stupid. I love it.
Now, but anyway, yada, yada, yada. The Jets are better than they are in the standings, is all I'm trying to say. That's a Sim 8. Maybe a Sim 7. I'm going to make it a Sim 7. It's not a guarantee, but it's very likely.
Deep thoughts with Steve Dangle. The Jets are better than they are in the standings.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I feel like...
Smart Insider Man.
I feel like they get Tyler Myers back. Whether they go and get a goalie or Hellebuck becomes the Hellebuck that they think he can be, and then Trouba obviously back, and then a little bit more experience, like say they go 2 rounds in the playoffs this year. If they go to the 1 round, next year, that team, it's not that they couldn't do damage this year. It's not that they couldn't surprise this year. But next year, Winnipeg is going to be scary. Because Mark Scheifele is scary, and Patrick Laine is scary, and Dustin Byfuglien is Dustin Byfuglien, which is scary.
Vancouver's a weird one, but let's say the Leafs do eventually pull up their socks and find a way to go to the Stanley Cup final at some point in the next 5-6 years. I think there's a pretty decent chance they play a Canadian team. The Jets, the Oilers,
the Flams.
We'll talk about the Flams.
Wow.
Right?
I wonder if this Oilers team will be... Because they're so good and they're so young. I wonder if they will rival and or be better than over the course of the next, say, 5-10 years than they were in the 80s.
Whoa. They got a lot of work to do.
But I think the potential's there.
You think?
Better than the Dale Hawerchuk years, yeah. Because I don't know...
the Jets.
The Jets, not the Oilers.
Oh, okay.
The Jets.
My God.
Because
I was you're okay, I'm going to humor my friend, but I think you're on drugs.
No, I don't
I think they're going to be better than the best team ever.
No. I think...
That's a Sim 1, maybe a 2. I don't know, man.
Well, by my standards, it's an 8.
I hope Eklund doesn't misconstrue this as a shot at him.
No, it's very clearly not him.
It's a shot at fake news is what it is.
So then the Jets I'm going to go through the Jets in the 80s for you, just so people can realize how good the Jets were.
They were.
And how nobody recognizes that. How it's I want somebody to do a story on how they were robbed because they had to be stuck with Calgary and Edmonton.
Again, I've mentioned this documentary before. If you can find it, watch Death by Popcorn. It's about how how Winnipeg lost the original Jets.
Winnipeg, 81-82. Lost the Norris Division semifinal to the Blues. So that's second round.
Okay.
I believe.
I don't know if that was before they had 4 rounds or not.
I don't know. I don't know.
We're too young.
The next year. No. It would have been the second round. I know this because the first round used to be 5 games, remember?
No.
Didn't it? I'm pretty sure it did.
We are the same age.
They lost next year to the Oilers 3-0. 3 games to nothing.
Oh, well, there you go.
So the first year, I think they went to the second round. I could be wrong. Second year, they lost the Oilers 3-0. The next year, 83-84, again lost to the eventual Cup champion Oilers. The next year, they won the Smythe Division semifinal. Okay, so no. All of those were first rounders. Forgive me. Smythe's division semifinal, 3-1. They beat the Flames. Then they lost to the Oilers in 4 straight games. So this is 3 years in a row they've lost to the Oilers. And then the next year they lose in the first round to the Flames. And then the next year they beat the Flames in the semi and then lose to the Oilers right after that. And then the next year they lose to the Oilers. And then the next year when Gretzky gets traded, finally, they didn't qualify for the playoffs.
You know what, man?
And hold on. In 89-90, lost to the Oilers 4-3. Like, look at that. That is 6 years.
There's a great comparison to them and like the Blues of the last like 10, 15 years.
Wow.
Just always losing to one of the Blackhawks or Kings. Last year, they finally make it past them. You lose to the Sharks. Poor Blues, man.
No, I know. Poor Blues, poor Jets. And I wonder if this Jets team, I mean, it's harder to keep a team together that long now, but it became harder towards the end of the 80s as salaries went up too. I wonder if the Jets are up to that task. I wonder if they're that good, and I think they are. I think they are that good. And I think if they manage their assets now that well, I think they'll be great for a really long time.
The salary cap is better for them.
Yes.
For sure.
Especially it works in their works in their favor. Also, the fact that all their young guys are, going to be restricted free agents for at least, the next 3-4 years?
Yeah, Ehlers, I think, is in Nylander's position. Laine just started his. I think Hellebuck might still be on his. I'm not sure. Or he's on his second deal.
I think also they're going to be patient with Hellebuck because what I've heard is that they think he's very, very good. He just needs a little confidence and time. And they don't want a Devin Dubnyk situation where you let him walk out the door for nothing.
Yes. No, the Oilers losing Dubnyk.
Is it Dub? Yeah. All right.
That's a Sim 8 bad.
Okay.
Sim 8, that was bad.
A Sim bad? So when inside
you are fake news, sir.
When smart insider man gets something wrong, is it a Sim bad?
Oh no, it's my arch nemesis, corny insider man. Vanquished again. You won't have the last laugh, corny insider man. Smart insider man and the truth will shine through.
Oh my God. Unpopular opinion for some in some circles. Nick Kyprios on Hockey Central the other day suggested, and I think interestingly, that Austin Matthews one day will outgrow Zach Hyman.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what? I love Zach Hyman. I think people give him an unnecessarily hard time. Especially
who gives him a hard time?
A lot of people. Well, because a lot of people, I think, in especially the analytics community, are basically like, okay, when are you going to take Matthews away from Hyman? Well, I think there's a couple things there. One, Hyman is a rookie himself. Yes, he's a little older. But two, I don't think Hyman is projected or was ever meant to be a top-line player in the NHL. Don't be so mean to the kid. Guy's trying. The reason they've given him what they've given him in the Leafs organization. When he was with the Marlies, he was glued to Nylander. Last year in the NHL, he was glued to Nylander. This year, he's glued to Matthews or Nylander, sometimes both. And the reason for that, at least the impression that I got, is, in the words of Sheldon Keefe, he's always a star in their video sessions. Babcock loves him for the same reason. He works hard. I think that's all Babcock wants. I don't think he gives a damn how skilled you are. I mean, if you're skilled, that's wonderful. Mm-hmm. But if you have the skill and you don't work hard, it's not worth it.
Well, it's useless to him if you're not working hard. Look at JVR.
Yeah, look at
he had a bad couple games.
Of course, and look at all the incentive-based ice time Nylander's had this season. Going down the lineup, going back up the lineup. This guy's a monster right now, and he's getting rewarded for it. And I think the reason Hyman gets rewarded is because he works the hardest. And he wants the rest of the team and the rest of the organization to see that. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. That and Hyman's not bad, man. God, if that guy, you talk about Michael Grabner 2.0, the amount of breakaways this guy has that he hasn't buried.
Shorthanded breakaways. Shorthanded.
No! Oh, just killing me. But he works hard, and I like him. I don't think it's controversial to say Matthews will outgrow him. But I also don't think it's controversial to say Zach Hyman's good.
What would a Marner, Matthews, Nylander line do? Is that too much of a good thing?
No, I'm trying to think who would play what position. It doesn't really matter, does it?
I don't think it does.
No. I think it would be incredible. I don't like the idea of Nylander and Marner on the same line. I think they both carry the puck a little too well. I want to spread that wealth out a little bit.
Right.
They know how to skate real well, fend off opponents despite their size, and they know how to dish. I kind of want them to spread that wealth out. I would like to see one of Nylander or Marner with Levo and see what Levo can do. Mm-hmm. That guy's got a shot. That guy's got a shot, man. I would love to see that. It's fun. I haven't had this much fun talking about like Leaf projections in a long time. Like I think the tone has changed dramatically over the last couple of weeks, even though the Leafs have struggled a little bit compared to like earlier in the season. Because I feel like earlier in the season there was more of a stress to it because I was told this thing was going really well and every loss meant it wasn't going as well as I thought. And now they still lose and I'm like, no. This is absolutely going as well as people predicted. This is going as well as people hyped it. Who would be ideal long-term line mates for Hyman? The one I tried to throw out there,
like is Hyman a fit on a between like next year? You know, we could see. I mean, I hope they hang on to Leo Komarov. I hope they're able to. I don't know what they'll have to expose in the expansion draft. I think Leo will probably be protected because by many metrics he is one of the top defensive forwards in the NHL. If you have him,
I haven't seen the numbers in a while.
What if it's Hyman, Kadri, Komarov?
That was actually, I think what I ended up throwing out there was Connor Brown.
Oh, that's a good one too.
Who is, I think, similar to Zach Hyman. Maybe
I think he's got a little. Do you not think he's got a little more finish?
Brown's got more finish and a little less bite. Which, I mean, if that's your shutdown line, if that's your annoying line, and Zach Hyman's so annoying to opponents. He gets shoved a lot after whistles and after the play and after refs have kind of diverted their attention. But God, what a miserable line to deal with Komarov, Kadri, and Hyman would be. But then you also forget that Kadri's having a career season. He's going to hit 30 goals, and him and Levo look pretty good together.
We're not going to acknowledge that Komarov definitely has the most finish in him.
Stop it. Okay. Stop it. Wow. Jesse bringing up the rear with the... that was a home run.
If you come up with a joke that bad again, I'm going to Estonia.
Oh my God.
That's where he's from.
That's a human rights violation, Steve.
Listen, not according to smart insider man.
There you go, rushing to conclusions.
Yeah.
I almost wrecked that. Almost.
Oh my goodness.
It was only half good because I messed up the line. But anyway.
I mean, this conversation started pretty bitter, but you've really sweetened it.
Oh, stop it. This is the
I'm going to be such a good dad one day.
Those jokes really Denmark the spot.
He's not even related to Denmark in any way. There's no way that makes any sense.
Can we just get back to talking about the Iceland, please?
I
get it.
Ring the bell, John. It's over.
Anyway, what does a like? Here's the thing: Hyman and Matthews. What I do like about Hyman, and again,
Steve
not
has one more.
Oh
no, I don't. No.
Say it.
Belgium. What do you want to talk about?
No, dog. No.
Europe. Anyway.
Just when Hyman. Stop it.
Dumb show.
I hope you're getting something out of this. I hope you're getting something out of this. Hyman, when he is playing, does kind of attract a crowd, right?
He does.
Because he's always on you for the puck, and one thing that I find really interesting about him, and I think that a lot of young players should look at the way Zach Hyman wins a puck battle.
Oh, yeah.
Because he always wins it. Like, it's literally...
I don't know if he wins them all, but he definitely doesn't lose any.
Yeah, like it's
You know?
never, there's some guys you go into the board and you go, well, okay, you're going to go after that puck, but they're going to make you look silly on the way out.
Brown's good at that. I think, okay, eventually, and with all due respect to Zach Hyman and Connor Brown, I want Matthews to be with more skilled line mates than Zach Hyman and Connor Brown. But those three guys are the stick lift musketeers. Like, it's just, and you see their opponents get so mad. I don't know. I would love to know what the penalty differential of that whole line is. It's got to be real good. Hyman draws a lot. He takes a few too, but he draws a lot. Matthews takes very few and draws quite a few. Brown takes almost none and draws a decent amount. So even when they're not scoring, they're putting their team in a position to score. They're number one power play in a position to score. Which, by the way, at least two of those guys are on the power play.
Yeah.
It's a good line, man.
Okay. Well, I just thought it was, it's something that I thought Kipper brought up an interesting point because it's something we haven't talked about is that, Hyman does clear space in the sense that he is always on. So it takes the focus off of Matthews because he's always on the puck and digging it out and digging it free. Yes, it would be nice, but can you see, and again, no offense to Connor Brown, let's say they get a dynamic, insane left winger.
Okay.
And I think Hyman's a right wing, is he not?
I think a lot of the wingers the Leafs have on their team and in the system play both.
Okay. So let's assume it's one wing and Hyman's on the. Can you have two super skilled players together and a guy like Zach Hyman?
I think that's what they got right now, and I think it's working pretty well. I mean, I don't necessarily want Matthews and Nylander to be preoccupied with the stuff Zach Hyman does.
Sorry, yeah, you're right. I'm thinking Connor Brown, Matthews, Hyman, not Nylander, Matthews, Hyman, which has been the line recently.
You know what though? Connor Brown, to his credit, he's
been great. He's been incredible.
He really shocked JVR and Bozak back to life.
Yeah.
That line, man.
That was
such potential and so frustrating at times.
That was, I mean, and this is the thing. I feel bad for Connor Brown in this particular case because on this team, like any other year, Connor Brown is a standout, unbelievable Maple Leafs rookie. we are gushing over him.
Yeah.
But on this team, he's like number 4?
I actually
5?
looked it up today. All the Leafs rookies since the 1990-1991 season to be in the top 10 for rookie scoring, all you need is 30 points. Brown's already at 26, if I'm not mistaken. Also,
Zaitsev's got 27.
Yeah. Brown is going to pass 30. Zaitsev is going to pass 30. And Hyman is likely to pass 30, I would say. Or at least
he's got
30.
23 points. There's no reason why he can't go on a bit of a
7
run.
more points over the next, 23, 24 games? That's doable. And if they do, it'll be Matthews, Nylander, Marner, Hyman, Brown, Zaitsev. All crack the top 10 since a huge chunk of our audience was born. Since 1990.
I believe someone tweeted me this morning, and forgive
Matthews
me.
is already number 1, by the way.
Forgive me, it was a few tweets ago and many hours ago when I woke up, but she tweeted me and said the Leafs swept the Sens in like the 2001 playoffs. She's like, and I was 1.
Jeez.
I'm like,
this is
get out,
man.
Get out.
When we talk about like the Sundin era, like it's gotten to the point where I'm like, oh, I got to explain what that was. And I've started looking up footage for like the trade trees. It looks like it was followed by, okay, and we now cut from this Hockey Night in Canada broadcast to show you the moon landing. Buzz Aldrin and Neil Armstrong are now sauntering onto the moon.
We sound old.
We do.
We do. It's, yeah. When I talk about Matthews' backhand being the best since Matt Sundin, people are like, what?
Begging your pardon.
Don't understand. Hey, we got to go on Sportsnet 590 The Fan because we bumbled our way through this radio show. But in the online portion, we're going to talk a little bit about an unpopular opinion that someone tweeted at me this morning that I think is very, very interesting. It is the opinion that Matthews, Laine, and Murray should not be eligible for the Calder.
What?
Very interesting. So that's in the online section. Sportsnet 590 The Fan. This podcast is brought to you by Panago Pizza. It's what's on the inside that counts. Thank you so much for listening, and you can download us anywhere you find a podcast, but mostly sportsnet.ca. Before we get to the unpopular opinion about Matthews, Laine, and Murray not being eligible for the Calder, which, by the way, they are, I want to talk to you, and Steve, I asked you to potentially prepare something on this last night.
Yes.
Do you have this?
I do.
You prepared it?
Well, it's one tweet.
Yeah.
The last time I asked Steve to prepare something, it was
I did
Steve
not.
versus Jesse, and
What were we arguing?
I think it was like whether or not the Montreal Canadiens were going to
we're
make the
good
playoffs or good.
Because Carey Price, or if they
I
were
don't
actually
That was
good.
2.5 years ago, gentlemen, because we were still doing the show at my house.
That's right. I remember
My condo, that
doing
is.
my research on
the
my
car.
phone in the car
Yeah.
across the street from your place. Once again, C student.
So would you call that information a Sim 3, Sim 4?
No comment.
Oh.
Oh, a Smart Insider Man now exists.
Yeah,
by the way.
he just followed me.
What?
And I
He
followed him
you
back.
on Twitter.
Who is that?
I don't know.
I don't know.
He's a Smart Insider
But
man.
it does say in his cover photo that he's got exclusive inside NHL information.
His
Breaking rumor,
location.
the NHL Jets are better than...
Whoa,
The
I'm
NHL
gonna
Jets are
follow
better
this
than they
guy.
are in the NHL standings. Sim 9. What? What?
crazy.
Already? You're already taking it with a Sim 9 when Sim 9 doesn't even exist.
Crazy.
Crazy.
I sure hope
Yo,
this guy isn't playing fast and loose with the truth.
Jesse, that graph is outstanding. It's just a black line with one little dip.
It's a hashtag report.
At Smart. How is at Smart Insider Man still available
Because no
in
one's
full
as
letters?
dumb as that.
Smart.
Or as smart as that, young man. How dare you?
Oh
Anyways.
my God! All right.
Smart insider man sounds like an upstanding citizen.
So Steve said, and has hinted this a couple times, and I thought it would be time for him to explain himself. Steve, I want to know, are the Oilers actually good, or is Connor McDavid good and the Oilers are not good?
So this is a few days out of date. And I should say, shout out to the Edmonton Oilers for beating the Florida Panthers in regulation. Last night was an excellent night for scoreboard watching.
Bruins lost.
Bruins lost, Panthers lost, and Flyers lost.
Fabulous.
I still say the Flyers are in it. Panthers and Boston being much more important there. And also shout out to Jonathan Bernier for winning. Mm-hmm. And shout out to James Reimer for losing.
And Chris Russell, did Chris Russell not help
Everyone
the
who
Leafs?
said he could help the Leafs in the summer, you were right.
He got his first goal this season.
Yeah, smart insider man called that in the summer.
That's right.
He said he wasn't that confident, but he said that was a Sim 5. Which you think that's the max. No, you got to get used to the 8 scale. Smart
Is
insider.
it an 8 scale?
It's 1 to 8
I don't believe that.
because
We've already had a Sim 9
yeah.
report.
Somebody dropped a Sim. He's dropped a Sim 9.
Yeah, but I think that might have been some scallywag
Intern.
taking over his.
I
Intern.
think it should be a scale to 12.
Whoa.
Whoa.
12 levels of the truth.
Why not? You know what? Why not 13?
No. Stop it. I like 8. 8 is where
I think 13 sounds good.
Oh my
13 sounds good because a sim dozen means it's almost certainly going to happen. And a sim baker's dozen means it's happened.
But occasionally he goes to a Sim 15.
No.
Just when
No,
it's
he has to have a roof somewhere.
Okay.
Just when it's extra true.
Okay, smart insider man is quickly turning into Dragon Ball Z post Frieza.
Right.
Like, where all the measurements don't matter.
Do you think?
even my final form.
Do you think Smart Insider Man will be allowed to follow Damian Cox because his account is protected?
I think
Oh, let's try it.
he should try.
I'm gonna say
'cause
yes.
Hopefully, Damian Cox will follow back Smart Insider Man. And Smart Insider Man can tell him a thing or two about being smart, an insider, and a man in the truth.
That's right. So Oilers, are they
Oilers.
actually good, or is McDavid just that good?
Yeah, so this is a few days old. This was tweeted in the afternoon on February 16th by Two Line Pass, Ryan Lambert. The Oilers with McDavid on the ice, I assume. Oilers with McDavid on 81 goals for, 42 against.
Wow.
That is a plus 39 goal differential.
Best offense is a good offense. Best defense is a good offense is what I'm trying to say.
Whee! So that's just one guy. He can only be on one line. Oilers with McDavid off the ice, 77 goals for. So he has 4 more goals for with just him on the ice. 102 against. That is minus 25.
Now,
that's a heart winner and a walk, Lambert concludes. And I don't disagree.
so
As good as Crosby has been.
now, to be fair to Oilers fans, who are definitely going to be upset with this conversation, definitely. Could the same not be said for, say, the Leafs and Matthews, the Penguins and Crosby or Malkin?
Totally. Well,
Now-
Penguins certainly not.
Yeah,
Because we've seen it.
Right.
We've seen them do without. Caps, can't really think of Ovechkin being out for too long. Backstrom too long. Taves for too long.
Like what? But you could find that stat out for any team,
Right.
without their star player.
I don't know the numbers offhand. I will admit that, but I got to assume
They're not as
that's leaning heavy on one guy. Heavy. Ask yourself this. Okay. Do the Leafs have a shot at winning a game without Matthews?
Yes.
I would say yes.
We're
Not
doing it
looking
with-
good.
They won a game without Marner,
Totally.
and Marner's right up there.
Yeah. Not looking good, but you can do it. Oilers without McDavid, I think you're pretty damn close to what you were last year. Poor Cam Talbot. Like, can he renegotiate a contract mid-season if Connor McDavid gets hurt?
Yeah, really
You got to up
should.
his salary by $3 million.
He's been a savior for them.
Yeah, but
Larson's been steady, so don't let. By the way, I read a really interesting stat. Taylor Hall is generating scoring chances at the same rate as Connor McDavid.
I believe it.
I believe that was a Berkshire tweet.
Taylor Hall's good. Taylor Hall's pretty good.
Wouldn't it be cool if they had him?
Wouldn't it be? But then they wouldn't have Adam Larson and a playoff spot, Adam. So
True.
it couldn't be possible.
The Devils would definitely be in the playoffs had they. If they
it
just
couldn't
held on.
possibly be possible that
They may have-
it'd be, the Oilers would be good had they not made that trade. How would we know?
How would we know?
We'll never know.
From 30 Thoughts, point 26.
Point 26. I want to get to point 2 later in the show. That to me was the most exciting thought.
Elliot, as much as the Calder race is going to be insane, so is the Hart. Connor McDavid and Brent Burns are 1-2 entering Wednesday's game in terms of percentage of teams' goals scored by one player. Teams' goals one player is involved in. My bad. McDavid has been involved in 39.9% of the Oilers' goals this year.
So 40%. So 4 out of every 10 goals the
2 and
Oilers
5.
score. Holy smokes.
Brent Burns, even 39.
Wow. As a defender.
The Sharks, Brent Burns has been on the ice for 56.7% of San Jose's goals. That's the highest in the NHL.
What?
McDavid has been on the ice for 51.8% of the Oilers'
You know
goals.
how incredible it is for one player to do that? Holy. How many players are over 50?
Only
Wow.
I don't know how many players are over 50, but I can tell you that the top 5, only one player is a forward, and that's Connor McDavid. The others are Rasmus Ristolainen, John Klingberg, and Erik Karlsson.
You just mean points overall.
Not points overall, no. Points, goals that... Oh, you mean goals overall in the NHL?
No, isn't it goals?
No.
Sorry, read that again.
McDavid, so it's basically Brent Burns has been on the ice for 56.7% of San Jose's goals. McDavid been on the ice for 51% or 51.8% of Edmonton's goals. The other players that are in that list.
Holy
So it goes
mackerel.
Brent Burns is number 1, Rasmus Ristolainen, John Klingberg, Erik Karlsson, then Connor McDavid. And Connor is
Yeah.
the only forward on the top
now
5.
that I think of it, defenders actually, that makes much more sense.
Of course.
They play more, and there are fewer
But
of them.
That's why Connor McDavid is so good.
Wow.
Isn't that nuts?
That is absolutely incredible. I don't know. That screams heart to me. Like, okay, Crosby, best player, but that's not what the Hart is. If McDavid doesn't win the Hart, it's got to be Brent Burns because whenever this is the dumbest thing, but whenever I play NHL 17, I'm a right D, and I just rack up points, and I have crazy hits, and I score all the goals, and I'm just in charge of my team's offense. And every now and then I giggle to myself, this would never happen in real life. Yeah, it does. Brent Burns.
Brent Burns.
With the beard and everything. He is a video game character.
He's unbelievable.
Half of all online characters have a big, giant woodsman beard because of him, and they play his style.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He is a video game. He's a big, bad video game. This friggin' guy.
What was point number 2 on Elliot Friedman's 30 Thoughts?
Why isn't this getting more press?
I don't know. I guess I didn't write it down. My favorite point was number 30, which is, you know what Twitter really needed? The Florida Panthers making a playoff run.
Which was awesome.
Great
because
line.
Russell scored the goal.
So true. So true.
Did they?
It is.
Is that actually the case?
Number 2.
Yeah. Read the whole thing.
Okay. We get phone calls part 1.
Oh, this.
Last week, Doug was talking about a penalty Calgary took in its win over Philadelphia, and I joked about the Weidman conspiracy. One referee did not find that funny. The next day, he phoned to complain and dropped a bit of a bombshell. The NHL and the Flames met to discuss the way Calgary games are officiated. They went through a ton of video and even talked about calls not made, including some specifically against Weidman. From what I was told, it was very tense at times. The Flames led the league in penalties taken and penalty minutes per game. Lead the league, sorry. Last year, they were 26th and 19th, respectively.
Wow. That's a bombshell, right?
Yeah.
Like, that should be a league-wide, huge story bombshell.
There's a conspiracy with the officials.
Conspiracy makes it sound wacky, but let's call it what it is. There is a genuine concern that NHL officials are biasly calling Calgary Flames games.
Why?
Because of Dennis Weidman. They're mad about the whole Dennis Weidman saga. And they should be mad, by the way. A lot of people, it's a little bit unreported that referee is done.
Is he?
He's done. NHL players are athletes. They're built differently. They train differently. They're able to take more of a punch. They wear more equipment. These refs, a lot of them are like old dudes, man.
And they're not wearing much.
Old dudes with like injury histories, and they're not wearing anything. But they're able to play with, maybe a sore back, let's say, and they're able to ref with a sore back because they don't have to worry about anyone hitting them. Weidman hit this guy from behind by accident, and he's done.
Is he actually done?
He's done. I don't know if he'll ever come back, but he has not come back. I forget his name. I feel dumb for that, but I'm sure it's an easy Google. But he's done. So if refs are mad, I understand that. But despite the fact that they have a legitimate beef here, the NHL is actually concerned that refs are botching Flames games on purpose. That's enormous. It also confirms that, they are as human as we've always thought they are.
But the refs have...
No, I'm sure there's no reason for the sudden change in how they handle Nazem Kadri. I'm sure there's no reason for that. It's just a coinky dink.
What do you mean by that?
Oh, they got wise to his crap.
Well, yeah. Yeah, you kind of have to ref a game that way.
Yeah, and Canucks fans have been like, yeah, welcome to Alex Burrow's world. Not that I have much sympathy for the guy, but yeah, you can basically do whatever you want to him.
So
refs aren't going to call it.
Don Henderson.
I'm kind of okay with
Don
that.
Henderson.
And he sustained a serious concussion
Oh,
and hasn't refed since. He's also 48, so a concussion at that age probably nixes you out.
Well, and you remember, even Elliot mentions it, Sidney Crosby, how long it took him to recover from one of his concussions, like a long
Well, and we're not talking
time.
about like some multi-millionaire player who, by the way, you shouldn't be able to end a multi-millionaire player's career either. But we're talking about this man's livelihood is gone. He can't do the job that, we're talking about one of the best in the world. NHL refs, as mad as we get at them, are the best. hockey referees in the world. They work their way up through their field. Mm-hmm. And
Not an easy field.
Nope.
Lots of people want to be a ref.
Reached the pinnacle, and Dennis Weidman took it away because he was dizzy. Supposedly. Like, what a weak defense. And Friedman, I think, goes on to say that, the Refs Association was going to fight hard against this whole Vermette appeal. They should not reduce that.
No, they shouldn't.
I don't care. It's not about the fact that he didn't hurt the ref.
It's about what he did.
It's that he went momentarily psychotic and slashed a ref.
But that's what we were talking about a couple episodes ago. Do you punish the results or do you punish the action? And
action.
Always the action. You
Always.
got to punish the action. You cannot control the results. And therefore, if you punish results, you can't actually set a bar. You can't actually set a consistent, this is what this means. Do you know what I mean?
And it's weird because in this case, there is a this what that means. Usually it's like up for interpretation, but here there's a clear, hey, if you do this, you get this.
Yeah.
And then they're trying to change it.
Well,
that doesn't make sense.
So what did Weidman end up getting after the appeal? 10 games?
10 games, yeah.
So the bar is end a ref's career, 10 games. 10 games is supposed to be the automatic. Mm-hmm. And they have somehow made it end a ref's career,
but it's
10
written
games.
down
that's
that's
bar.
the automatic, and they're changing that. That
how
doesn't
can?
make sense.
What's interesting to me is how the NHL is going against its own rule that it created to
their
defend
own
its
rules.
people.
Yeah.
Their
It
own
says
rules
it.
aren't worth the paper that they're printed on. Isn't that silly?
That's why Lou Lamoriello can do what Lou Lamoriello does.
Yeah.
Because he knows.
Why not just next time the puck crosses the blue line, it's a goal. Just call it a goal. It's now the blue line. Why can't we have
The
that?
Toronto
Because
Maple
the
Leafs
rule-
win 150 to 125 over the Winnipeg Jets.
Next time, no goals only count if they hit the mesh of the net. They can't just cross the line. Mm-hmm. Listen, hey, we're making this up on the fly. Why not? Why not? And you're all going, Steve, that's a ridiculous example. Is it?
What they wrote down doesn't mean anything anymore.
Yeah. How about every time there's an offside, it goes back to your end?
I don't blame the referees on this one.
Yeah.
Don't blame them at all.
Nope. But at the same time, so I'm defending referees right there. Now, let's go back to there's legitimate concern they're not doing their job properly.
Which they also they need to be cognizant of that. I understand the anger and I understand the need for the desire for revenge on the ice. Devaluing your own product as a referee is not the way to do it. Making yourself worse to commit a revenge act or an alleged revenge act ain't good.
Yeah, what are you gonna do to me? We're all doing it. We're a union, stupid. We're not gonna call Weidman any differently. If I was a ref, now that this report has come out, by the way, who was the meathead who called Friedman and said all that? Why on earth? But if I'm a ref, now that this report is out there, guess what? The Flames are going to get 20 power plays next game. Like, I'm just going to make it look so silly. No, we're not being biased against them at all. Like, who's their next opponent? The Jets? Oh, guess what? Hope your penalty killers are well fed and well rested. You're not getting a power play all night. And you're going to get 20 calls.
They play the Lightning tonight.
The Lightning? Guess what? Brian Boyle, you want to get traded for a first? You're about to earn your keep. There was, I watch a lot of What Culture on YouTube. There's this British guy. I'm Adam from whatculture.com. And he does these like top 10 lists for wrestling. There's something about the way he does it. It's all I watch. It's hardcore history and this guy. That's all I've been watching for the last month.
Okay.
Like old wrestling clips. And there supposedly was famously a match between Shawn Michaels and Hulk Hogan. Where I can't remember, but there was some kind of goofy behind the scenes thing where basically Hulk Hogan refused to lose to Shawn Michaels. So Michaels is like, all right, I'm going to lose. Cool. And all match, he just oversold everything Hulk Hogan did. Rather than undersell it like he's not getting hurt, everything was like he was a spaghetti noodle just getting thrown around the ring and oh my goodness. So I think that's the way the ref should play this. Just give the Flames all the power plays in the world. Make it look cartoony. I don't know. Why not? Why not? We're playing fast and loose with the rules anyway.
Yeah.
The refs are allowed to do it. The league is clearly allowed to do it. Like, this is the... Why do you have these things written down? Why?
I don't understand it either, man. I don't get it.
My favorite thing is
If somebody has a compelling argument, I'd be open to hearing it. But I don't know.
Favorite thing is, well, how can you give Vermette 10 when you only gave Weidman 10? No.
The rule is
now
this.
you're stacking mistakes on top of each other. Why can't you have been just let the past be wrong? Make the present right. You have this opportunity now. It's in front of you. What's done is done. This is now. Give him 10. Oh, but he's such a nice guy. Who cares?
No history. No history.
No.
No history. He's not
You shoot someone in the middle of the road. Do they go, but he was a nice guy?
Your lawyers could argue that. He was dizzy.
could.
He was dizzy. And he
was
shot
dizzy.
someone.
That's right. I just, what a mess. But that's an enormous story. Mm-hmm. And that was only thought 2. That's how awesome Friedman is.
Yeah, no kidding. And also, shout out to the meathead. Thanks for that. Thanks for that. Appreciate that.
What a dumb thing to do. Like, here, Jessica, can you read that one more time?
Sure.
Like, just
If
so I can
bring it.
As I was reading it the first time, I'm just computing, like, wait, you told one of the most revered insiders in hockey this? Are you nuts?
What if he just thought, hey, he won't report this? I'm just going to call him.
I'm sure he knew he would report it.
I don't think Friedman is one to burn contacts.
All right, here we go.
Like, what a dumb
I think the
thing
guy
to do.
wanted it reported.
Why?
Don't know.
Why?
I don't know.
So this is an NHL official reporting that NHL officials got a talking to from the NHL that they were being biased? That's my understanding. Am I getting this wrong?
Also, what's this line that you can just call Friedman at?
Yeah.
I'd like that number.
Here. Go ahead. One more time.
Last week, Doug was talking about a penalty Calgary took in its win over Philadelphia, and I joked about the Weidman conspiracy. One referee did not find that funny. The next day, he phoned to complain and dropped a bit of a bombshell.
So it is a referee.
The NHL and the Flames met to discuss the way Calgary games are officiated. They went through a ton of video and even talked about calls not made, including some specifically against Weidman. From what I was told, it was very tense at times. The Flames led the league in penalties in penalties taken and penalty minutes per game. Last year, they were 26th and 19th, respectively, in those categories.
This is an enormous story, man. Imagine if... So, you're the Calgary Flames, right? You're on the edge of a playoff spot. You may or may not make it. What if you don't? If you're a Flames fan today, if you're a Flames fan this morning, and you read this report, how are you not just steam coming out of your ears? Imagine if this report came out and replaced Weidman with Kadri and replaced Flames with Leafs.
Oh,
we would be having
apoplectic is the word.
Hour and a half conniption. And the show ends with me just dying. It ends with my body giving out. Because I just couldn't...
Dying dead.
Dying dead. I couldn't possibly...
Rolfcopter dead.
Just dying dead. I would be an SIM, a Sim 15 dead. I still like the 8 scale. I'm a Sim 8.
8's the scale.
I think we should go higher.
No, dog.
We need to hit double digits.
First of all,
for it to be
I don't know why you're telling me this. You'll have to take it up with Smart Insider Man.
I'm going to DM him.
You should. You should DIM Sim.
Dim Sim. I know a really great place on Queen Street.
Oh, no.
Anyway.
This is a lot bigger deal in other sports as well, because it happened last year with Batista, because he'd always get into arguments with the umpires. People were like, oh, now they're going to shave off inches off of his strike zone. And now there's evidence you can point to, and it's a different sport, but you can say, hey, look, happened in the NHL, might have happened in the MLB.
And there was the NBA ref who bet on games.
Yeah.
And it said it happens all the time, and that refs definitely have. Yeah. And I know that the Lakers used to go to the NBA all the time and go, here's all the footage we have on people fouling Kobe and you not calling it. And apparently it came to a point where literally you couldn't breathe in Kobe Bryant's direction without getting a foul because the NBA was all over them about it.
Conversely, did you see the video going around a few months ago of Jeremy Lin? You could do whatever you want to Jeremy Lin.
And you never got a call?
You could literally just smack him. YouTube Jeremy Lin foul conspiracies, something like that. And some of the stuff, you see some of the stuff that gets called against, just throwing it out there, the Raptors when they play the Cavs.
Oh, it's a little...
Oh my God. I don't know basketball. And when I watch those games, apparently I know it even less.
I don't know why LeBron he's asking for another player, like he wants more help, when he gets it.
Yeah. You have the
And
refs
any
in your
team
corner
that
every
plays the
single
Cavaliers
game.
know that.
Yeah.
Knows that.
Absolutely. I mean, he's a big guy, so he makes his own room. And he gets even more room by the fact that players are afraid to even touch him.
Also, just throwing this out there, and here's one that's not really, I don't think, widely reported. Fairly sure, I'm not 100% on this. I don't think the NBA tests their players. What?
Yeah, they do.
They do?
Yeah, there's drug testing.
Okay, because I read something that's like very like the NHL in the sense that it is like once every 3 years. Like it's
one guy.
It's similar to the NHL's where it's, oh, hey, they know this is coming up in this sort of months, and you only get 3 per year, and all 3 might be done by November, that sort of thing. So it's a similar system to the NHL's.
Oh, very interesting.
Yeah.
I did not know that. But that's an enormous controversy.
Yeah.
In my opinion. I mean, if you're the Flame, like Jesse, what are the standings right now? I know the Flames are usually battling for that wild card spot in the West.
The standings are the Flames. Oh no, NHL.com just broke.
Broke or is just bad?
It refreshed itself. The Calgary Flames are in the second wildcard spot with 64 points.
And who's behind
And
them?
Los Angeles is behind them with 62.
You're in the final playoff spot in the West. You're fighting for your playoff lives. A chance at the Stanley Cup. Home playoff revenue. For 1 round, possibly 2. For 2 games, possibly 3. And you're the most penalized team in the league, or one of the most, and there's reason to believe that refs are doing it on purpose. Are you kidding me? That's the biggest story in the league this morning.
Even if it's 1 point in the standings, it means something.
That's the biggest story in the league this
And when
morning.
you're 30th in penalties.
All those extra
That's a
penalty
big deal.
minutes
That's a
or
big
penalty
deal.
kill minutes?
By the way, the NBA drug test policy, just so we have it clear, there are 4 random tests each season from obviously October 1st to June 30th. Players are subject to 2 random tests in the off-season as well from July 1st to September 30th. Tests are scheduled and conducted by independent third-party entity without player notice. But it is interesting to note that until last season, the NBA was not testing for HGH.
Oh, well, no one uses that, though. So it's okay.
No, of course not. So throwing that out there. Anyway, yeah, last year NBA to add HGH testing to anti-doping program.
Does the NHL even test for HGH
I don't think
now?
so. I mean, the NHL swears up and down that nobody ever used a steroid ever, which is crazy.
Yeah, Dick Pound said the NHL, I think, is one of the biggest joke leagues when it comes to that stuff.
But why would you test? It gets in the way of your business. Look at what it's done to the MLB. Destroyed an entire era.
But it was so fun to watch that era.
It was a fun era.
Before I knew all that stuff, it was fun.
When is somebody going to come out with, we all freaking knew, so let's not get on our soapbox blog. We all knew they were on steroids.
I like Bill Burr's take. Like, I think they should be able to take steroids. I'm paying to watch.
Yeah.
I want to see a steroid NFL where everyone's just frothing.
All right.
Beasts. Chemically engineered beasts.
From Lassie on Twitter, at Pajau_94. Or Lassif, sorry. I think it's Lassif. Very unpopular opinion. Give Marner/Rowinski the Calder. Matthews, Line, and Murray are not rookies. I know they are Calder eligible, but they are not rookies. A lot of people were against Panarin winning it last year, and I think I actually probably was one of them, for the same reason that Matthews or Line shouldn't win, because they have played professional league. Now, it's an interesting point, but I do want to point out that the Calder Memorial Trophy is the annual award, and this is from the NHL, given to the player selected as the most proficient in his first year of competition in the National Hockey League.
I don't see what the problem is.
Why not just make it age? Strictly age.
Well, but and the thing is they do, because Dwayne Rolson had a Calder year for the Calgary Flames when he started, but he was too old to win.
Yeah,
There
there's a
is an
cutoff.
age limit.
Yeah.
Which is also BS. It's one or it's the other, right? Is it your first year in the NHL? Then good. Then you're eligible.
That's interesting. I wonder if this is like an out-of-date rule, like to prevent basically all these like
From the WHA or something?
no, like
a
all these Russians in their late 20s, early 30s coming over.
Taking it from the North American guy,
The
chicken or
age, by the way,
dirt.
is 26 by September 15th, I think it is.
I think it's crazy. I think it's either the first year or it's not the first year. Make it about age or don't make it about age.
Jesse, can you look up how old Peter Inachek was in his rookie season with the Leafs? Peter Inachek, I think. I don't know.
Isn't he one of the 82, 83 or something? Like holds like a Leaf rookie
He
record?
still holds the Leafs rookie record for points in a season. I think it's 60 something. Matthews is looking good.
I wonder what podcasts at that era said about Peter Inachek and how great
I
he
like
was.
this Inachek kid. Hey, welcome to the Coach Coder podcast. We got what did he sound like back in the day? Like before he became an old man. What was young man Don Cherry like?
I think it was fairly similar.
A little bit more fiery,
Oh yeah.
a little bit
You gotta
more
remember-
enunciation.
Think of Don Cherry now is not that out of place from what we see on television normally. Like you turn on CNN or Fox or whatever, you got a bunch of people yelling at you. But Don Cherry back in the day, when everybody was very calm, good night and good luck. That sort of era.
He stood out.
Don Cherry was talking like this.
There we go. Let's go get it.
That's why he stood out.
In 1982, he was 25.
Which makes Matthews even more impressive. But now that's done, that's done. That's gone now. Artemi Panarin is like a pretty extreme example.
He's 24.
24. When was the last guy, or who was the last guy to come to the NHL older than 24 and just knock everyone's socks off?
Sergei Makarov?
Sergei Makarov.
Makarov won it at the age of 31 in 1990.
And he was one of
Which
the.
is
Was he not one of the Russian? He wasn't one of the Russian five, but he
No,
was part of
no.
that system.
If I remember correctly, there was a story, because he was on the Flames, right?
Yep.
There was a story where Gary Roberts was very young, and Makarov comes over, and Roberts' wife is pregnant with a child, and Sergei Makarov goes, "If I help you score 50, you have to name your kid Sergei." And Roberts goes, "Okay," and then he scores 50. And he's like, and he's like, "No, I'm not. I'm absolutely not having Sergei Roberts in the world. How dare you?"
Nabokov also won it at 25. So
I don't have a problem with it.
No.
I did have a problem with it last year, but I am changing my mind. I think it's an interesting point, though. Have you played? Should it be a professional versus minor league, or
No.
should it just be first year in the NHL? How
year
good you
in
are,
the league.
and if it is, the thing I disagree with is the age limit.
yeah,
If it's your first year, it's your first year.
If I was against Panarin winning it for sure, but I think we've established. I just want to know what the rules are. Come up with a set of rules that make sense. First year in the NHL, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And leave it.
no, it's first year plus under 26.
No, it's under 24.
26.
26
Is
as
that
of
what it
September 1st, or whatever.
What, they changed it?
26
Yes,
as of
26 by September 15th.
15th.
What the hell? What's the huge difference between a
Oh, I'm sorry, son. You were
27.
26. No, you were 26 at September 16th. You therefore are no longer eligible, even though you scored a lot of goals.
Well, that's how we got
at the NHL level.
Matthews. There's rules, If he was born 2 days later in the draft eligibility, we would have never had him.
I think we should be able to draft a 5-year-old. Just because.
like you can in soccer.
Yeah.
They can literally take a kid away from their parents at 6,
Yeah,
and put
just
them into their system.
Give him a contract and sign him.
Soccer, I mean, hockey, we yell about things that have to be so, adorable.
to soccer fans
in Europe.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah.
Oh, someone was murdered at your stadium because someone scored a goal? How nice.
There was a Brazilian ref, I think, who called a game and was killed afterwards. And then there was a guy who scored on his own net. And
Dude,
he
there
was
was
killed afterwards, like a player.
There was a controversy because some team's backup goalie was eating a meat pie in the stands last
And they
week.
made him resign. What the hell was that?
Well, and then they show his picture. I'm like, this guy was a professional.
Well, no, that's the thing is that in England, you don't necessarily have to be a professional. That was what was so cool about Jamie Vardy was that he was like working at a factory and making like £100 extra on the weekend playing for his local football club.
Wow.
And all of a sudden he's in Premier League and this team that would never have won was winning and he was their leading scorer. Like his story is unreal. They're making a movie about it. You got it. Yeah, serious. But there's all these there's all these semi-professional leagues in England, and that's where you get the relegation and the promotion from. You can get relegated really far down if you want. If you're that bad.
I went to I think it was an SFL game in Scotland, and you're like, man, what a tiny stadium. This is probably going to be a nice quiet game, and then you hear people scream swear words you've never heard. You've never heard.
Sorry, you went to a place with more than 5 Scottish people and expected it to be quiet? Are you kidding me?
And what's great, so while we're on the podcast portion, is the last time I was at a Leafs game, some guy in the Anaheim Ducks got hurt, and a fan yelled at him. Now, we would have a 5-part blog series about how that fan is classless, and that whole fan base is classless. And then there would be an argument back going, come on, you can't judge a whole fan base. And that would be a week's worth of discussion. This guy literally just goes, you're shit at Kessler. And he almost gets kicked out by ACC security. And then you get just a stadium full of people yelling death threats.
And cheering when someone goes down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like it's.
Or some guy, they accuse him of faking an injury. Dig him up and bury him. Dig him up and bury him.
Europe.
You can stick your David Beckham up your ass. You can stick your David Beckham up your ass. Like, songs.
Europe is an interesting place because in so many ways they're so far ahead, but they also have ways to just be straight up barbaric. When
they are connected to the past.
When you need to go somewhere to be a barbarian, Europe has that. When you want to be sophisticated, you can do that too. Yeah. In North America, it's a little bit down. Like, no, you are either a barbarian or you're sophisticated. There is no wavering back and forth.
If you want to go to somewhere where college is just society, go to Europe.
Every day I send links to Adam for our show, and I always post stuff from Europe and England because it's always so ridiculous.
It's psycho. They're crazy
it's always
stuff.
Like, a man cut off his left testicle and put it in a bag of chicken McNuggets.
Daily Mail headline.
Yeah.
Regular. Wouldn't even make the front page.
Europe is the blog Florida Man.
Yeah.
Without guns, so they got to get more creative.
Well, if you've ever seen the show Little Britain, it's
all their TV's better, by the way.
Their TV is
every single
Little
thing.
Britain is one of the funniest shows I've ever seen. And when you go to Britain, you're like, I've seen every single one of your characters.
Yes.
Oh my god!
Yep.
I want to quickly mention something before we have to go to the press conference. Our boy, couple things. Our boy Mike Francesa, his contract is up at WFAN. The Fan. The Wolfan.
Well, so
the Wolfan. When there's home runs on the radio, that's a Wolfan.
There should be a dim sim segment on Wolfan.
So Mike's contract's up. He's been threatening to leave for years, and now we know that he will. It is a CBS affiliate. We know he's leaving CBS Radio.
A titan of sports broadcasting.
Absolutely.
He's been there for so long. Surely they are replacing him with a veteran of the industry.
A veteran of, I would say, New York, New Jersey. How about Governor Christie? Or former Governor Christie, I guess, because he's no longer governor.
Americans, I don't understand.
He is on the list.
I don't understand the place.
Christie.
I don't get it.
Governor Christie, seriously, is on the list to take over from Mike. And I find this really interesting because there was a ton of New York headlines talking about this yesterday. Christie, it says, Christie, whose name has been rumored as a possible replacement, is among plenty of candidates the station is contemplating left to the void. And this is the station's program manager is quoted in NorthJersey.com and the New York Daily News and a few other places. The station manager's like, he's definitely one of the, I would certainly at least want to consider him if he's interested and we're interested. It's worth pursuing.
No, it isn't.
I didn't know that. I mean, this is a man that was going to be in the White House until he fell out of favor with Trump. This is one of the men who was instrumental in winning Trump an election, and now he's going to leave the governor and be the afternoon drive guy
And just
at an AM
randomly
station?
join sports broadcasting. You know how hard you have to work to be Mike Francesa? We make fun of him. You know how hard it was to get to where he was and then maintain that for years? And this fuck is just going to walk in? What's wrong with you?
Christie would be unlikely to command the nearly $4 million salary Francesa reportedly earns, industry experts say.
He will instead swindle it out of taxpayers
But
and purposely keep roads closed to fuck people. I read the news.
But a full-time job in radio could at least maintain his family's quality of life, which is likely what he's at.
Good. That was a genuine concern.
I would like to send a personal fuck you to WFAN for not returning my email when I requested that we have Mike Francesa on our show to talk about his retirement or his leaving of CBS.
Well, Jesse, first of all, thank you for trying to arrange that. Second of all, did you fax them?
I did not.
That's why he didn't answer.
Damn it. But
Good.
now I have someone else to reach out to. Governor Christie's
Governor Christie.
I'm gonna,
And we can be... Man, I thought our show was already close enough to Trump. Because we had a guy who works with Vinny Viola on the show. Holy shit, we could be 1 degree removed from fucking Cheeto McFuckface.
I'm going to send his office an email today asking if we can have him on to talk about the rumors, and we'll see what happens.
Wow.
Oh my God. What the fuck? Wait, so these are just rumors?
No. These are, well, the station manager talked to people about it. My program director, to give you if there was ever somebody big leaving the station, would not make a comment on who they're bringing in. Also, I don't know if it would make the newspapers here because newspapers in Canada tend to dislike radio for some reason. I don't know what it is. That I don't think I've met a group of people that hate themselves more than Canadians, especially Canadian media.
Which
Holy
is
crap!
Weird because radio stations have writers on.
Yeah,
like newspaper writers.
Yeah, no, but the Canadian, there's a television critic, and I won't say where he works, is semi-connected. Company used to be owned by another television network in this, and all he did was rip the main channel of that company and rip its major personality. That's all he's done. He just rips people.
Well, so Adam,
his lists are the 5 worst personalities in Canadian media. Like it's always
what?
Yeah.
Did the list include him?
Again, no one cares. It's Canadian. No one cares. So
is it Steve Dangle?
No, it is not.
I really want to make one of those lists one day.
Smart Insider Man.
Smart Insider Man.
We need Smart Insider Man to get to the bottom of the Chris Christie rumors and bring out the Chris Christie truth.
Oh, Smart Insider Man has 5 followers.
Who are they?
Let's take a look.
They're all porn bots.
One is a porn bot.
One of them's me.
But
one of them's me.
Look at that porn bot.
Oh, that's believable. That's an attractive porn bot.
Oh, yes, I definitely think you should follow Adidas back. They named the porn bot Adidas.
Her name's Adidas?
It's definitely the official Adidas. Also, probably another porn bot.
What's this?
Now, Mally Malls looks like a person.
Let me see.
Mally Malls. Maybe.
See, that's hard.
What's her tweet? Not all will love you. There will be some who hate you for no reason or without even knowing you. Thus is life. Smile and move on. She is from where?
Inspirational quotes. It's hard. Like, do you ever?
She's from Paris, France. She wants to follow Smart Insider Man.
I don't know.
I don't know.
You know what? I often block porn bots, but do you ever do this? Oh, that's a porn bot. That's a porn bot. Nope.
I don't know.
Nope, that's just a pretty person. Okay. That's a porn bot. That's a porn bot. Wait, porn bot or just pretty? Oh, shoot.
And we got one official person, but they I think they just follow everyone back. Eunice T is a musician.
Did you follow Eunice T?
I did.
Why?
I clicked follow all on everything that came up.
We're going to get Smart Insider Man to 10,000 because I believe in this guy.
We got to get him to 11,000.
I'm going to pay the $5 for the 10,000 followers.
You're just going to pay.
Smart Insider Man wouldn't stand for that because he only stands for the truth. And he will not stand for your fake followers, sir.
What should Smart Insider Man tweet next?
You'll have to ask Smart Insider Man.
I just want to throw this out here. and I don't know if they're aware, but there is a salon in Toronto.
Savant?
A salon.
Salon.
Not a savant. A salon. Very different.
I'm
Where you
deaf.
can get a lady's haircut for $90, a men's haircut for $60, a fringe trim for $10. Hey, if you got a kid under 12, $25 to $50, depending upon whether male, female, long hair, short hair.
Jesus Murphy.
Sometimes you can get color, highlights, treatments. The name of the salon at the in between Roncesvalles and the Junction here in Toronto is called Babs and Lou.
What?
And by the way, I'm on their website right now, and they are blissfully unaware of Babs and Lou. Like, they have no idea. They have no idea. They're called Babs and Lou.
I think Smart Insider Man just got a new source.
BabsandLou.com. This is a real thing just outside the Bloordale Village in Toronto. Babs and Lou Salon. No affiliation with the Leafs. They don't care. They don't know.
Wow.
It's literally somebody called Lou and somebody called Babs, and they're like, we should start a salon in Roncy.
That's what you think. I think Smart Insider Man is going to get to the bottom of that.
Isn't that funny? Babs and Lou in Toronto.
You might call that a hair salon, but what it seems like is a diversion. That's really their secret Leaf headquarters where they keep all their secrets and truth.
That's where they have Pridham and Cam Sharon and all those guys locked in. Stay by your computer. and Kyle Dubas is like just this evil, like he's the nerdy evil guy who like he's really nice in person.
You thought he was just a hair model standing in the window. No, that's the assistant general manager of the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Big Dubas is watching you. Instead of Big Brother. No. Okay.
Oh,
anyway,
dear.
Babs and Lou.
Oh, dear.
Babs and Lou is a salon. I thought I'd let you know that that's a real thing, and it's actually real.
Do we have a press conference today?
We do. Let's do the press conference.
The Presser.
It was a really long drive home last time.
The Steve Dangle.
It's okay.
Do we want to do the lacrosse team?
Oh, people have been wanting that for a while. Yeah, I guess we should do that.
I'm into it.
Yeah? All right, now I have to find it. So talk amongst yourselves.
Oh, okay.
How about give us a question, Jesse, and then we'll
Okay.
answer the question.
Well, I have to find that.
I was about to look up
Steve,
Friedman's timeline. Yes.
what's your take on the LA Kings Cup window closing? They are currently in 9th in the Western Conference.
Yeah. Well, they've been without Jonathan Quick. Which, I mean, that's fair. They are an older team, though. And you know what's going to become a problem for the Kings real soon? Well, they've already stripped Dustin Brown. Jeff Carter, for as good as he still is, has, 6 years left?
Yep.
After this year. They got a lot of expensive, older parts. That Marian Gaborik contract was such a sweetheart deal, and then you get a little older and you suffer a couple long-term injuries, and all of a sudden it looks a little bit more like a burden. Kings might be in a little bit of trouble.
All right. So Inside Lacrosse posted
Jesse's so happy. Oh, no.
posted the first, second, and third team all lacrosse teams, women's and men's.
Third? Never heard of a third
A
all-star
third
team. All right.
So we can do this a little different. We start with the women. We've never had women draft names before.
No. Oh, this is interesting.
I'd like to introduce you to the first team.
Okay, how many Michaelas?
0.
What? Okay.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Let's start with the best player. Virginia, hailing from Virginia University. Besser Dyson.
Besser Dyson?
Besser Dyson.
That's what they say about their vacuum cleaners. It's a Besser Dyson.
You know, our last one was good, but this one's Besser. Dyson.
What do they call her? Bess?
Her name is Besser.
Does she really like DJ Khaled when he screams, "We da Bess"? Well, this bit's dead. Killed it after one name.
From John
Dead.
Hopkins.
What?
From John Hopkins. Loring Gearhart Jr.
Which means there was a first. We got it again. Oh, it was so good the first time. Let's go around for round 2.
Loring, okay.
Loring Gearhart.
So is that a male's name or a female's
This
name?
is the women's first.
This is the
team.
women's.
That is a
lacrosse.
Viking conqueror's name.
Yeah.
All
I actually
lacrosse
kind of like the
NCAA
name.
team.
That was actually
Loring, yeah.
Josh Donaldson's character in Vikings.
I like that name.
Loring.
Lorings.
Lorings?
I think it's Lorings.
Loring.
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 I like it. I don't know what I
It's
like
just
about
another
it.
lore variation.
It's strong. It sounds like somebody that would go to a.
Loring. There's something.
There's
I want to
something-
know where that person's from.
Let's skip to the second team from Yale.
Oh, dear.
Kiwi Camizio.
Kiwi Camizio.
Mm-hmm.
That
Hold
person.
on. First off, it's pronounced Yale. Okay. So
Yale.
Oh, my God.
Adam.
I can't look at you.
so from Yale, we've got someone named Kiwi.
Kiwi Camizio.
Kiwi Camizio.
Kiwi
She has a
Camizio.
They knew their kid was going to do something important.
I was about to say, they probably thought baseball,
Yes.
but they
That is
ended
a-
up as a lacrosse
You're
player.
absolutely
Kiwi
right.
at shortstop.
Yeah. You see Kiwi Camizio at shortstop, you don't bat an eyelash. Lacrosse! Why, hey. What's going on here?
Yeah, and that person is definitely playing for the Marlins. That's the only team they're allowed to play for.
Kiwi Camizio?
Let's.
At shortstop, Kiwi Camizio. Yeah, I like that.
The goalie for the third team. She comes from USC, and her wonderful name is Gussie Johns.
Gussie?
Gussie Johns.
That's so unfortunate.
That's a.
Gussie?
Gussie.
See, I really like the name Gus.
Wait,
How do I make it work for a woman? How do I make the name Gus work for my daughter? Oh, I'll just add a Y. Okay.
No, they added an SIE.
Oh, even
Yes.
better. They went to university themselves.
Please let her nickname be Goose.
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of cool. Gus! Oh, my dear. Oh, my. Okay.
When she
are
makes
we
a save,
done?
when she
Does
makes
it
a
get
save,
worse?
she's like, when she makes a save, is she like, oh, you got gussied up?
No.
Is that even a
that's
term?
not a-
Yeah, you get gussied up, like as in like you get made up. That is an
That
old
was-
term,
that
but
wasn't-
it's a term.
No.
It is a term. I'm looking it up.
Yeah,
Not-
I'm sure
Adam,
you're right.
I believe
You got gussied up.
Listen,
I like our jokes to remain in this century.
this term.
Let's try and stick it here.
This segment is lacrosse names, not Adam is a 65-year-old aunt.
Something gussied up is made more attractive, but in a showy, gimmicky way.
Cool.
And what's
You
your
got
source?
gussied up.
Nice.
What's your source?
Urban Dictionary, the only source.
Fair enough.
I think, have you ever seen those word trends of like when they're in use on like Google? You can type that in.
19-tickety-2.
Peaked at like 1745.
That's like when something's bad and I call it arms. Most people don't respond to that anymore, Adam. That was very 2003. It's gone. Yo, that's arms, bruh.
Why the hell did arms become a thing?
I don't know. Man. Dude, our high school had like its own dialect.
Sure
You go
did.
to parties with people from other schools, they're like,
All
what are
right.
you talking about?
Let's hop to the men's all NCAA lacrosse team. Can you hit the camera? Thank you.
That's someone's name?
Yes.
Can you hit the camera?
From Bryant.
From
University.
Vanderbilt. Can you hit the camera?
From Bryan University?
Bryant.
Bryant?
Okay. Big
The
university.
goalie for the third team. Viper Shield.
Wow.
Jeez.
Wow.
Viper's been making a lot of saves.
Viper Shield is exactly the kind of person to become a tag team champion and then betray their partner and go on a great solo WWE career. That's what Viper Shield does.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
I don't know if I should save this, but he's on the third team, so I think we got to go with it.
Viper Shield is Ash Ketchum's nemesis in Pokemon the cartoon.
That's actually pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah,
I like that.
Sorry.
From Albany, Cougar Kirby.
Again, baseball.
Yeah. That's a baseball name. They should have thought about that.
Or, no, you know what? Race car driver.
Cougar.
Cougar.
Yeah.
What's the last name?
Yeah.
Kirby.
You're right.
Cougar Kirby. With the Wonder Bread car.
Yep. I can see it.
What's A in, like, what position is that? A in lacrosse.
Oh God, I don't know. Field lacrosse, I don't know anything about.
A.
Assistant captain?
I assume M is like midfield?
Probably.
I don't know. Anyway.
Attack! Probably.
Oh, attacker, maybe, yeah.
Or which would I would assume would also be attacker.
Declan Swartwood plays A.
Declan Swartwood.
Yeah.
Declan's one I've seen before. I saw a lot of Declans in hockey.
He's definitely Arthur the Aardvark's classmate.
Yes.
Brennanian McNeely.
Shut the fuck up! No way!
How do we spell Brennanian?
No! I'm
So I'll spell it out
leaving!
for you.
Traffic is building up. You are not making up names. Smart insider man would never believe someone would name their kid Brennanian.
Spell it out for me.
Breanaiinn.
Wait, Briannian? Brenian?
Breen.
Let me see this. Oh, wait, no, I'll see the other ones.
Yeah.
No,
It is the old Irish form of Brendan.
Underrated crazy names are traditional Irish names because they just
McNeely
throw
makes sense.
letters together. KJLMP, and that's Bob.
That's Welsh, actually. That's
Oh,
Welsh.
yeah, that's right.
Well, yeah, no, I'm not. The Welsh are crazier because when they pronounce things too, they're like,
Yeah.
But the Irish do have some crazy names, some old crazy names.
Yeah, my name is MPXZ, and that's Mary.
And how dare you not know that?
Yeah.
Why don't you understand my culture?
Yeah. Typical, I'm waspy, you know.
Yeah.
Typical.
Typical South
have-
Englander.
On defense from Stevens University. Dallas Creamer.
Wow, that is so unfortunate. Well, that kid is the kid. That kid has a chip on his shoulder. Come on, right?
You don't want to get into a hard...
That's with Dallas.
You don't want to be rubbing shoulders with Dallas Creamer. You don't want to go into the boards with Dallas Creamer, or you know what might happen to you? You're gonna get creamed. Oh, that is a Sim 8. That if you go into the boards with Dallas Creamer, you're getting creamed.
Now, if you are someone, let's say Dallas, Dallas gets married. Now, I don't know what way if Dallas is gay or straight, but
Okay.
if you're
Whoever
someone,
their partner is.
whoever their partner is, so we can be all inclusive here.
Yeah.
Nobody's changing their last name to Creamer intentionally, right? So, like Mr. and Mrs. Creamer.
Amanda Creamer.
We know how you were created.
I know of a couple. I won't say the name. The guy had a pretty silly last name. It's actually like it's a body part in slang terms. And the girl was basically like, yeah, no. And he was like, you know what? You're right. Yeah, no. And he took her name.
Oh, really?
That's smart.
Smart.
Get out of it when you can.
Yeah, because this guy had a really hard time growing up.
I bet. Yeah. Poor Dallas Creamer.
Great guy. Great guy. I don't know if it's as bad as that, though.
If he goes on a cold streak, is it a creamsicle?
That might be the worst one you've ever had. Oh my.
Do you guys want some more names?
I don't know if I want to be Adam's friend anymore. I got enough friends.
Also on the third team. We're still on the third team. We got two more teams. to
Yeah,
go.
we got 2 more teams to go. Oh my
The
God.
names, I'm just the third team.
hurry
You
up,
just
hurry up,
reading all the
hurry up.
names.
Okay.
Midfield, M. Joseph from York.
Those parents are assholes. Like,
However, you can then call him JoJo, and it's accurate.
that's not good either.
After famed early 2000 singer JoJo.
You can have a worse name.
I can't wait for him to find his soulmate, Casey.
Oh,
What?
JoJo.
What? Joseph.
Joseph comes from New York.
Oh my God.
Not our York, I assume.
I think we just found a soulmate for Kelly from wrestling.
But that's probably a made-up name.
Fair.
There's also a Grayson. We've got
Yeah,
to
I've been there,
before.
Grayson.
Grayson, I mean, Yeah. Is that a bad name or is it just a new name? Like I've tried to open up and be like, I mean, I don't know any Graysons, but I mean, if there are just thousands of Graysons walking around the office one day, I might be like, well, it was a trend.
Let's skip up to the second team. From Albany, Stone Sims.
That's a cool name. Stone Sims.
What kind of rumor would Smart Insider Man have to break before it's a hashtag Stone Sims?
Oh, I hope I think his jersey number is 8.
Yeah, I hope so.
Or as Jesse says, 15.
Right. Jesse's World 8's 15.
You have to break it. It has to go past 8 eventually.
Turn it up to 11.
How about in the holes of the 8, there's a 1 in the top one and a 5 in the bottom one?
All right. Keep going.
All right. Rich Mix plays defense. On the second
Wait, it's
team.
like...
What is he, a
Yo,
cake?
Dick Mix?
Rich? His name is Dick
Because you know Rich is Richard. This guy's Dick Mix?
Dick Mix spins the mixes on
That
Saturday
sounds like the
night.
worst holiday ever. Oh. Wait, what is he doing?
He spins the mix on Saturday night.
DJ Dick Mix.
Dick Mix with the hottest.
DJ Dick Mix. Jesse's crying.
Hey, come over to my family's house for Dickmas. It's family tradition on the 25th of December. Dickmas.
On midfield from
If
Brown
someone needs
University.
his help, do they say, hey, send Dick Mix?
Is it Brown College or Brown University?
I think it's university. Americans are different than us because they call college, they call university college, and then they call college community college.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When
Even
it's
though
called
they're
Vanderbilt University.
Yeah, they'll call it a college.
If you confuse Boston College and Boston University, they go, what?
How dare you? Yeah, and then like UCLA, University of Southern California, or University California, LA, right? UCLA. Anyway,
I don't know, man. It's
University of Central
UCLA.
No, yeah,
Los
USC is University of Southern California. University of California, LA, I think. But that's UCLA.
Anyways.
University! Use the
Ryerson.
word!
But like
Ryerson.
college team,
I'm
USC.
so
but no,
tired.
it's
I don't
not.
know stuff. I'm so tired.
How are you going to top Dick Mix, Jesse?
There's Holden Rosengrupp. He's got a nice 3 name.
Holden Rosen. Now, is it Rosengrop?
No.
Or Holden Rosen?
Grupp. Grupp with 2 P's.
Oh, could be group.
Also
Could be a nice law firm
Could
name.
be group. Yeah. Yeah. He has his own law firm.
Holden Rosen Group. We understand you have a neck injury. Yes.
From Brown. Brewster Warble.
Brewster Warble. So,
That's just a bad name. Like, that's just...
yeah.
Oh, no. I follow a dog on Instagram named Brewster.
So
I follow a golden doodle on Instagram named Brewster.
we really liked our dog's name.
You guys were mad at me for Gussied, and yet Brewster, like really, I think that's bad. That's bad.
Robbie Belchley the third.
Belchley?
Belt or Belch?
Belch.
Belchley.
Rob the Burper the third. Literally.
I like the name Robbie, though. And the third adds a little bit of regalness.
You can tell,
to
by
it.
the way, you can tell some of these people come from money. Because no
Robbie Belchley the third is
Well,
not
one,
poor.
No.
their child is playing lacrosse.
Yes,
Yeah.
They
and
come
no
from
poor
money.
kid plays lacrosse. I don't know why that is, especially in the States. It's like field lacrosse is like
Yeah.
it is literally the new horse racing. I don't know why.
Yeah. 100%.
There's no lacrosse movie like in the making. He came from nothing.
No,
But he
I'm
found
gonna
a
become the best lacrosse player. Damn it! But no one believed
you're
in him.
from Brooklyn, Robbie. You can't become a lacrosse player from
But
Brooklyn.
Dick Mix, we need you out here.
No one believes in you, Dick Mix. That's fine. Camera zooms in. I believe in myself. Inspiring music, narration, B-roll. We made the best lacrosse movie of all time.
Here, we'll skip to the first team. Braylon Sampson definitely comes from money.
Yes.
By the way, is there anybody who is unrich, like not rich, that goes beyond the second generation in a name? Like I have an Uncle Rob, and I have a cousin who is his son, who's also named Rob. We call him Rob Jr. But do you ever, if he named his kid Rob as well, and that's Robert the Third, are you then an asshole?
Yes.
Or is that really cool?
No,
Like,
you could also just call it being Italian. Italians just within
it's
families
recycle.
just recycle the same three names.
All right, fair enough. So
everyone's in my family is some form of Maria or Clementina and Raphael,
Alessandra.
and we're all some kind of pasta sounding.
And Italians have 18,000 middle names. I don't know what it is, but I've never met an Italian with just one. Just one.
Like Lay's.
That's right.
I gave you this one as a preview, but I'll bring it back up. Shackelford Stanwyck from Johns Hopkins University.
I feel like that's the Sir Bottom Jaw whatever thing from Family Guy. Like that's how he ends
Long
up.
bottom?
Shackelford Stanwyck. He definitely has like a top hat and monocle.
Yeah.
And drinks whiskey with Peter Griffin.
Let me tell you a story. Let me tell you a story about a bridge. He sits outside in his lawn chair with an umbrella, right?
What's going on outside, Shackelford? I don't know, something poor. And they laugh over crumpets.
Shackelford Stanwyck hangs out with Fitzhugh Lee.
That is Fitzhugh. Okay, so listen,
please.
my family. Okay, so I'm the father here. And I've married an Irish woman, and I'm Irish.
Yes.
I say to her on the birth bed, so how do we Irish the fuck out of our kid? Like I know we're Irish, but how do we Irish the fuck out of this name?
How do we make it weird?
Fitz. The only way it could be more Irish if it was Fitz McHugh.
How do we make it weird if our kid does anything other than equestrian? Let's name him Fitzhugh.
See, like,
how do we make sure they stay rich forever?
I like our names because our parents clearly didn't have a path set out for us, right? They were like, we need these kids to be malleable in the future. Steve, Steve, Adam, Jesse, like those are names you could see pretty well anywhere, right? Yeah. But Shaq, what was it?
Shackelford Stanwyck.
You're severely limiting what your kid is able to do at that point.
If you have the name Shackelford or Fitzhugh, do people just walk up to you on the sidewalk if you were ever in an awful situation of not being in a limousine? Do they just walk up to you on the sidewalk and go, here you go, and just hand you like wads of $500 to $1,000?
Sure.
They need to make sure you're rich.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I would see someone named Shackelford and be like, you know what? I got this 20 in my wallet. This must be yours. I'm sorry, you dropped this somewhere.
Yes.
All right, we got six names to go.
All right, let's go quick.
God.
So let's get through these.
Okay.
Coy Broderick.
Coy?
Coy, C-O-Y. Mm-hmm. Broderick. Sky.
You can't name your kid a mood.
Or a fish. You can't name your kid after fish you saw once at an aquarium.
Does he have to introduce himself as, hi, I'm Coy Broderick?
Wow. I could just imagine the announcers at the lacrosse game. Wow, and we didn't even see Coy Broderick there.
Coy came out of nowhere.
That was a cheeky goal.
Oh, looks like today you're grumpy, Broderick. Like, it just makes him more mad. Then he punches someone out, gets arrested. And all because of his name.
Does his group of fans just go, ooh, every time he scores? Just 1,000 people going, woo!
I didn't even see it.
Sorry, keep going.
From North Greenville, Sky Dupree.
I like that name. Sky Dupree definitely features on a song with Eminem and 50 Cent. Like, you know what I mean?
I was going to say, Sky Dupree is one of Will Smith from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air's classmates.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Man,
I like that.
Sky Dupree beat me on the SATs again. Sky Dupree always gets the best marks. Gotta hit the books like Sky Dupree, Will.
Wait, are you Will? Or
I don't know.
I think you're Carlton.
I figured it out. There's an episode where Carlton and Sky Dupree have a study off.
Yeah.
And Carlton loses, but learns a good life lesson. Because Sky Dupree cheated.
And Will gets the best score out of all
And
of
this
them.
leads into the episode where they do speed. See, I'm already working into it.
Wasn't that?
I don't know, man.
No, wasn't the
There
episode
was
where
a
they
drug episode.
No, that was Saved by the Bell.
Didn't
And it was supposed to be.
There was one of
And it was supposed to
Yeah.
be weed, but it just was Jesse Spano drinking too much coffee because the network was afraid to offend people.
was
So she was
supposed to be speed,
caffeine
yeah.
pills. It was
And
supposed
then
to be
they-
speed, but she took caffeine pills,
They're
and she
like,
has a meltdown.
"Ooh, that's too far, guys.
Caffeine pills, you guys.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, is a caffeine
comes
pill.
They're like, she just went to Starbucks a few too many times, guys.
I'm so scared. I'm not. I'm awful coy about it. Oh, you! Sky Dupree goes, that joke was dreadful. And goes back to his book.
We got 4 left. Ivy Stucker.
There's another person you just have to, you're legally obligated
You need to go-
hand them $50.
And they have to go to a school that costs at least $100,000 in tuition every year.
they walk
That
into
you're
a
Ivy.
Subway.
You have to be in the Ivy League.
They'll just walk into like any fast food restaurant you're used to going to, open the door, you hear the bell, and they just go, ugh, and they walk out and they go somewhere more
they buy it.
expensive. They buy the
buy the
franchise and tear it down.
See, we have 3 left, and I don't know which one's the best.
Okay.
So I'm going to go with
Go with your gut.
Bear Ultimus.
Are you sure you didn't read that wrong?
His first name is Bear, Bear, and his last name is Ultimus.
So he's the guy on the team that's scary. Because Bear and Ultimus both you have to be a Viking at that point, right?
Bear Ultimus is 135 pounds.
Yes! He's the smallest guy on the team.
Hey you guys! Sure excited to play lacrosse today.
Oh my god!
Okay, thanks Bear. You
Bear.
guys want to play swords after?
You want to play swords?
Bear Ultimus was forced to play goalie when he was younger.
Yes.
Second spot comes Griffin Woodfin Levine.
Griffin Marlander Thews. Marlander Thews. What is it? What is Griffin?
Woodfin Levine. Wood, Finlevine.
Wood Finlevine. Finlevin. I'm just trying to think
Wait,
of
what's
different
their
ways.
first name?
Griffin.
But there's no dash in there. It's all just
No, that's his last name.
That's just all that-
Woodfin Levine.
Woodfin Levi?
Levine. Levine.
Wow.
That's like that name should be on like a fur treaty from hundreds of years ago.
Yeah. When definitely did dealings with the East India Company.
What's their name again?
Griffin is his first
Griffin?
name. His last name, one word.
Woodfin Levi?
Woodfin Levi.
Help discover Rupert's Land.
Yeah.
Also, all his friends are named Rupert.
Of course.
Oh my god.
Did Griffin steal from the Iroquois?
He probably did.
I think so.
He maybe not even knowing. Oh, Jesse, we got one more.
One more.
And strong.
First team from Utica University is a senior, Brickman House.
Fuck off. You just end with a fuck off.
He's
His
a brick.
His first name is
Min
Brickman.
House. He's mighty.
Oh, no. Brickman House scores a goal, right? And then the announcer goes, goal scored by number 99. He's a brick. And then there's a pause, and they cut the music, and the whole crowd goes, house.
No, they have to say Min House.
Min House.
Imagine the stadium he plays in. This is Brickman's house.
Oh, I want to. No. Here, guys, hands in. Hands in, because we're doing an inspiring lacrosse movie.
Oh, okay, I'm hands are in.
We're going to build this championship team brick by brick.
Min House. Yeah.
Yeah! That's right, it's Cheerio.
You gotta
Sky
do what
Dupree,
you-
get back on the bench.
You gotta do
Get
what
back
you
on the
can to
bench and read your
survive.
book.
It's an 80s song.
Oh my
80s
God.
or early 90s song. Anyway.
Anyways,
Oh, well, that was worth it.
This is going to be the worst sequel to Remember the Titans ever.
Can I just run down the first team?
Remember the Shacklefords.
Go for it.
Fitzhugh Lee, Braylon Sampson, Coy Broderick, Sky Dupree, Griffin Woodfin Levine, Ivy Stucker, Bear Ultimus, Kiwi Postal. I didn't even bring that one up.
Kiwi.
Shackleford Stanwick, and Brickman House.
Alberta.
First team
Lacrosse. Field
Alberta,
lacrosse.
you are officially off the hook.
Yeah.
You are absolutely.
Can we do that every
officially
year from now on?
Off the
Yes,
hook.
wow.
You know what's going to be great is all the messages we get after, like, actually, those guys volunteer at a soup kitchen every weekend. You didn't know that? They do a blood drive every Wednesday.
I wonder, it would be great if at least one of them listened. So we could get them on the phone.
Oh, my God.
We're
Anyway.
going to talk to Brickman House.
I want to hear, hi, this is Shackleford.
Yo, if Brickman House is available, let's get him.
I'm going to reach out.
On their voicemail, do you think it sounds like, hi, you've reached... you've reached...
I can't believe I'm going to tell you
Brickman
this.
House.
Yeah.
Just fucking text me.
This is the
Can you imagine
Woodfin
explaining
Levi.
to somebody that you've just met at the bar what your name is, though? What's your name? Brickman. No, seriously.
What the fuck's your name, really, though?
Brickman. It's on my
Those
license.
guys could not set foot in a bar in Scotland. And yet they could.
They could. They could. Hey,
They'd give you shit and a slap on the back.
Bear Ultimus also goes to Princeton, so good for him.
of course he does.
I am Bear Ultimus of Princeton.
Is that exactly how he talks?
So, Steve,
This is my girlfriend, Rita Repulsa.
Steve, when does...
And my father,
That's a Sim 15 impression.
No!
You
it's
nailed that
8.
one.
It's 8. Anyway,
I,
what an episode.
Guys,
Holy crap.
NHL Insider Man says Sim 6 that Brickman House is going along with Shackleford, fuck whatever,
Stanwick.
Stanwick to Fanshawe.
Oh, my God.
Oh my God.
Well, guys, it was a pleasure. We'll be back. What is it, Thursday today? I don't even know. Yeah, it's Thursday.
Doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
I don't care.
I'm so
I don't
tired.
care. I'm
Hey,
going home. I'm gonna
if we got something wrong, we'll hear from you. Otherwise, hope you enjoyed the show. And love you.
Take it up with
Really love
NHL
you.
Insider Man.
Sim 16.
Follow the guys on Twitter at Steve_Dangle, at Adam WYLDE, and at Jesse Blake.
The Steve Dangle Podcast. Brought to you by Panago Pizza. Order at panago.com and stuff your face with deliciousness.